Error.
Now it says live.
Okay, we are live now. Facebook was giving us an error. What's going on, you guys?
Yo, yo, yo.
Pablo, what is up?
Another Taco Tuesday, my friend.
Taco Tuesday. Did you have tacos?
I did not. I had Wendy's.
Okay, we had tacos last night. So we usually do a Tuesday. I got all thrown off because of that. I was thinking I had the live stream that night. And then I was like, I get all, working from home, I lose track of time because I feel like I work 7 days a week a lot. So
that's the disadvantage people don't realize when you run your own show or when you work from home is that there's no holidays. There's no Saturdays.
Nope.
It's all work all the time.
Yes, sir. Well, hey guys, welcome. Got a bunch of people in here. You see him, Pablo? Do you have the view?
I have it up. I have it up.
I think we're ready to go.
We are. Everyone's saying what's up. So we got Jeff Walter, Bull Gear, Max Paul. I saw KLN in there. Oh, it's jumping on me. Matt Harris, Curtis D, Particle Man. That's a new name. Ooh, Particle Man. I like the way it sounds.
It does sound good.
And so does William Joggle. I like that too.
I see William Jaggy.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
Which is just as good.
Well, my laptop's far away and I'm getting old. So
yeah, there you
go.
Trailer Trash is in the house with his busted sledge.
He already broke it? I'm not surprised.
Yeah, like 4 minutes in. I watched the video.
Did you?
Yeah, he broke his shock cap, which is an interesting thing to have plastic shock caps on an $800 vehicle.
Just saying.
Aloha. He's got like most Traxxas things, he's got the metal part on order.
There you go.
That's how I always upgraded mine too.
There you go.
Diecast Reviews. Welcome. Ooh. All right, let's talk news since we're talking about the Sledge for a second. Other cool news, April Fool's was last week. Did you get taken by anything? Did any of the ads?
Yes. One ad. No, 1-to-1. One ad that it was the Chevy truck convertible.
Oh,
I don't know if you saw that. If you look it up, dude, if you look it up, it's legit. And I was like, I saw it and I was like,
now people want them, right?
I don't know, but I saw it and I was like, is this for real? Because I actually saw it like, I don't remember when I saw it, but I wasn't paying attention. And I was like, oh, I didn't know what to think. I was kind of appalled a little bit because I'm a Chevy guy.
Yeah.
And then I was like, April Fools.
Well, they already did the SSR, so.
Right.
If that counts for a convertible truck.
This one would look just like the new Silverado.
Just the Silverado. It is totally. I'm looking at it right now.
4-door convertible. I was like, woof. Because it actually sold me on it, but not sold me. No, I don't mean like I was gonna buy one, or like that would happen. But I just mean like it looked legit. Like it was a good Photoshop.
It's very good. I wonder what. I mean, they've got all the money in the world to create it. I wonder what an advertising budget for that is. Like, all right, guys, we need an April Fool's ad.
$15,000 all day.
$15,000, yeah,
all day. Don't you think?
I think so, but it's crazy.
I bet you it'd be actually. You know what? I bet you it'd be more like $25,000 because I bet you they had a month of meetings before they even had that. And then the actual creation.
How high level does that even go on a joke level? How high off do you think they have to sign off on their April Fool's joke?
Oh, I think it has to go through everything. It's got to go through legal. For someone like that, dude, it's got to be like legit because they can't
headache.
I know, right? But deep pockets.
All right, so I fell for the RC 4-wheel drive one.
Seriously?
But like. When I started laughing when I was watching Josh's video, the Scale News today.
Yeah.
What does that say about them when people actually believe it's real?
I know. And I was
like, because I was thinking, like, what an ugly, like, who would do this to a truck? I've seen some of them out in the sticks like that. It's like,
oh yeah, for sure,
the wing and all that stuff on it. Because I was just looking at it being like, what a terrible concept for like when. when you're already struggling a little bit with some of the recent releases getting good reviews, this is what you drop. And so I was like, hook, line, and sinker, man. I totally bought it. And in my head, I was chirping about the whole thing.
You know what got me today? I just heard the tail end of this story, and I'll try not to make it so it's like so political, but I heard the tail end on the news story. It was AM radio, which I don't listen to very often. And they talked about
Dude, at your age, come on. It's all you listen to. That's all I listen to. Come on.
See, I don't listen to AM radio, but my wife does. And so we were in the car, and they talked about changing Cracker Jack to Cracker Jane. And I was, no, it's legit. It is for real, a secondary line. And I was like, because they were talking about, they announced it by singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and they replaced the words with that. And I was just like, that's the last straw.
In a society that wants to get rid of genders anyway, what sense does it even make?
It was the last straw.
They can't even make sense with equality anymore. You know what I mean? Like, they're just stripping everything, and yet they still, like, they don't want to have boy, girl. They don't want to say that, and yet they would do a Cracker Jane.
Right. And I was like, slow down.
Very RT related, but man, what a world we live in. That's why I like to play with toy cars.
I know, because it's like you just sit there and you're like, really? Like,
well, I mean, that's what the whole Florida thing too. I'm like,
yeah,
let the kids be kids. I don't want to be a grown up. I don't want to know all this stuff that people are peddling these days. I don't want any part. I want to play with my stinking toy trucks, hang out with people, and just like not talk about that crap. Like, why would that ever be the topic of conversation?
Well, you know what got me more frustrated is that the weather here has been like so. It's supposed to be 70 on Thursday and then 60% chance of flurries on Sunday, and I'm like, I just want to get out and play. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah. So, well, it snowed here, right? Saturday night, like hardcore, like. Big flakes, snow on the ground. It was third winter, full on in Michigan. So crazy. Game changer in the house. What's going on? So new news. I mean, there was some real news that SCX24 Bronco dropped.
Yes.
What were your thoughts on that?
My thoughts?
Ask you.
Yeah.
You like the minis. You're in the mini game.
I'm lukewarm on the mini game.
Dude, come on. You built you designed a chassis. You guys comp with them. You mean you're lukewarm? You don't like them? No,
I do. I don't know. Like when I first got the mini, it sat. We played with it, and then it sat for 6 months.
Okay.
And then we played with it again on vacation, and then it sat for 6 months. I feel like, and then we started comping with it after Furitek came out.
So to be fair, when's the last time you drove your SMT10?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
When I blew up the motor.
So things cycle. I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
But anyway, so go ahead. So you're lukewarm on the minis.
Yeah. I really enjoy it. I think and not to knock because they're trying to start something, but our local hobby shop, the format for it, for the comp, isn't great. And and maybe this would be a good conversation to have at a different time with you, or maybe even on this show at some point, is just the format for mini crawling comps. Because I've seen a bunch of different ones, and I'm not sure which one I like the best. The one we have, it's fun. It was fun like the first 2 times, but then after that, it kind of got to the point where I'm like, I want more, or maybe it's just that I want it to be more competitive. I don't know. It kind of turned into like a road. What are those ones called where they, a land rush?
Oh yeah. No, we don't do that where it's fast. It's all about time.
Yeah. It was all about time. I mean, they counted gates, but it was more about time. And I was like, nah.
Yeah. We don't do that.
Yeah.
In fact, I take a long time to get around. So I got that Furitek motor in it, and I like to see it go slow, right? Like,
I know, right? See that? Okay.
It's that small, it only looks scale if it's going really, really slow.
Yeah. So on a
keep the gates closed so you're not having to speed from gate to gate.
Right.
Well, yeah, we can talk about that. So first impressions on the Bronco.
I think it was
to talk about later on because I'm curious. Do you guys get those questions ready about that?
Yeah.
What you think the mini comp should be like?
So first impressions.
Because Jeff Makovich says he's on fire with the 24s.
On fire.
He's on fire with them. So if you're not on fire with him, you're behind him. Well, you're lukewarm.
I'm lukewarm. I'm smoldering. It's my look, my smolder look. No, I think
the Bible would rather you be cold than lukewarm. So
well,
choose one or the other, brother.
I know.
Get the game or get out. There's no room for your lukewarmness in the RC.
In and out. Yeah. Okay, so for the Bronco, to me, I'm like Bronco. I'm kind of over the Bronco, to be honest. Which is a terrible. Wow. It's a terrible thing to say.
It's not a Jeep.
It might as well be. I mean, it might as well be a JLU. I mean, yeah. So I'm kind of over the Bronco, but that's me saying that where I can't get enough of the C10 Blazer stuff, right? So I'm sure people are over that too. I don't know how you could be, but compared to the new Bronco, it's like, nah, cool. But what I did think was awesome was that it was more of a scale, true to scale, hard body, lots of detail.
Yep.
I'm interested to see how it actually performs because I know when I put my model body on, it performed
changes things. Yeah.
Oh, it's like it performed like garbage when I put the body on until I started doing other things, and I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But no, I liked it. I think it looked cool, and I think it was a great step in the right direction. And with their new electronics and stuff, it's getting better.
Yeah.
I'm
waiting for them to release a brushless version out of the box. Like,
you think they will?
I don't know. I mean, everything else started brushed. Why not? I guess they haven't done it with the 1/10.
I wouldn't say
the SPX6.
I think the market's getting pretty well developed with third party for that at a price point that it wouldn't make sense for them to do it.
Maybe.
I
could see that.
What's your impression on it?
I think it's awesome. I love that they put headlights in it instead of like bumper lights. Like if you're going to put LEDs in and you're only putting them in one spot, why stick them in the bumper?
And they're diffused, right? They're not just straight up LED diodes, which I like the diffused ones.
I like that it has the mirrors on it.
Mm-hmm.
All the molded pieces are cool. And I was seeing it, man. I was seeing that the pictures, and I was like, those windows don't have a mask around them. They're like they're offset. I'm like, is this a hard body? Like I was wondering, like this doesn't look like a one-piece body.
Right.
And so I think it's cool. I like the Bronco. I've actually been tempted to trade in my brand new to me F250 I just picked up last fall.
Oh, really?
The market's so high on them and the gas mileage is so sucky on it.
That's an elf reference. Ooh, so sucky.
Yeah. But I've looked. The only thing is the tow capacity sucks. And I need to be able to tow my tractor and stuff. So that's the real bummer.
Well, my father is in the automotive world, and he says to wait on the Bronco. I like them as a 1-to-1. I think they're rad. But he says to wait on them because there's a lot of fitment issues because of the time that it came out with all the COVID stuff. He's like, there's a lot of little things that'll get better in the next 2 years. Yeah.
So there's a lot of people jumping in here about the 24th, and I've missed a bunch.
I like this. Yeah,
that's a good thing. An SCX 24 crawler would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
because so many of us are buying them for different reasons now.
Yeah,
whether to make a monster truck, like Jeff Makovich is saying, he's doing Monster Jam in his living room when it rains.
Yeah. One thing I saw, not to change subject, but jumping on the Furitek stuff, they're selling the ring and pinion separately.
Yeah. There you go. That's what you need.
I know, right?
So we'll talk about that because I want to talk about pricing too, because it's interesting. But Trailer Trash says brushless everything. Came on an RC car says slow crawl is overrated.
We had an
you have
hour.
U4 racing for going fast. Don't do it.
We had we had an hour conversation. I would say I don't. This was not a lukewarm conversation about slow crawl control, if it's needed, if it's overrated, all that stuff, and we were going back to forth on it. It was an intense conversation about that. So
yeah.
Yes.
Well, Bull Gear says he ordered the blue one. I ordered the gray one. I ordered one. I thought it was cool enough. I ordered one. And I'm probably going to keep. No, I'm not going to say it. I was going to say I was going to keep it stockish, but
yeah, right.
I don't plan to keep it stock, but I plan to keep the body.
Yeah.
And the chassis, maybe.
Yeah.
The chassis. I might put a different chassis under it, but keep it so it has the hinged body. But it doesn't have the 180 motor, and it still says it on the site. Like, really? I don't know if they're considering that little motor a 180 or what. Because I went back to correct myself in the live where I said that, and it said still 180 motor on it. And so then I'm wondering, like, well, is this a 180 motor? Is that what they're calling that little guy? Is a 180?
I thought the Barrage was a 180 motor.
It is, but it's just longer.
Right, like a long can.
But is the long can, is the 180 the diameter of it? Because if so, it's the same size around. It's just not the long can version.
Oh, it's like a 550L or a 540L or whatever they call it. So I wonder if that's just if we are just not in the know and they're schooling us on that.
Because everybody was thinking the 180 was bigger. That's what I was hearing. But it's the same size as the Barrage motor. The Barrage is just a longer can.
Right.
So I don't know. It may still be a 180 motor. It's kind of curious though that they drew attention to that, like, because it's like they should have just said same old motor. Like, same old motor that's in every one. Like,
you're not getting anything that cool.
Motor, like, feature. Nope, it's just that Dynamite 88 turn that everybody, pulls out and it's just to the curb.
So okay, Bulgar's, or who was it? No, William Jaggy, not Joggle, as I thought as before. 050 is Barrage. Stock is 3180 is huge, he says. I don't know. Someone's saying is 180 the same as a 030 can? I have no idea.
They all have weird ways of doing them, because even like the 1410, considered like a 130 motor,
right?
Like a mini 130, I think they call it.
Yeah,
or like the Furitek. So it's a Charisma. I think they call it like a mini 130.
Yeah,
for those little brushless motors, but Furitek Rocket Surpass calls them 1410.
Right.
I don't know. It's just like anything in the RC game. They can't get the numbers right.
Yeah.
And
different.
They're mixing their standard and metric all over the place, and
it's probably just different hole patterns too that make the difference in the number. You know what I mean? Because like the 1410 probably has 6 holes in it or 5 holes in it, maybe. And then the normal motors only have 2 holes in it.
Ooh, yeah. But why would that matter in the numbering?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think the Bronco looks good. I like that it has the new radios and all that stuff. Smoothness.
I bet you it would look even better with like a wider profile wheel and tire, just like the real ones are. Like, the stock ones are like, oh, that's a nice truck. Then you see one that has like bead locks on it and a little wider and a little better aggressive stance on it. And then it's like, yeah, buddy, that looks way better. Way better.
Anyone have demos at their location hobby store to bring your motor to compare it? It's the same motor as the originals. We know that. It's the same Dynamite motor. It shows up in their pictures. So it's just a matter of what they consider that. I guess we could look up what they consider that motor to be. 88T.
Oh, I probably have one in my drawer right here. I know I have a Barrage motor in my drawer.
They don't say this. It just calls it a SCX24 motor.
Here, hold on. Let's see if it has. I know I have one with a label on it. This one says 1203. It's not recommended for under 14 years old. That's it. This is the barrage motor with a pinion. But that's it.
They call it a 030 size motor here on the page now, actually. I just pulled up the page. And so here it says 030 size motor. That's not what it originally said in the...
Oh, they're moving the goalposts, as they say.
But I mean, that kind of stuff happens all the time. So I just searched 180 on the page, and it doesn't show up 180 anywhere.
Well, let's be honest. That motor's not going to stay in there for long anyway.
Nope. Trailer Trash has no idea what we're talking about. So, speaking of big cars, we'll go to that. Then we'll talk about the Furitek. Have you watched any of the release stuff on the Sledge since it's come out?
A little bit. I watched Santa Maria's. I watched not yours. Who else did I see? I see Talbot's. I saw a couple. Yeah, but they're just on in the background while I was working. So
okay. So I've seen a bunch, and a lot of it comes kind of to the first impressions I felt about it was, a lot of, they're blowing a lot of smoke about it in the beginning with all their stuff, and their biggest mistake was that they compared it to the Creighton in their documents,
right?
Saying that this has this, they've taken all this many years and they haven't got it right, and they bend, and we did this, and it's going to be great. Well, now they're bending, like. And people are asking me like, why are people so bent on whether or not it's bent or not? If it still drives and it's fine, which is my take on it.
Sure.
If it's slightly bent, whatever, like it's going to only go so far to a degree because of that.
The T-bar,
the T-bar, right? So it might get a little in the front. However, I did see Razor RC bent his this way.
Oh, wow.
Instead of most of them are at the ends are kind of tilting a little. His is, he landed on a fence post.
Reverse
tacoed it. Yep. And I saw somebody else. RC Dude 81's had a pretty weird looking bend to it. But he launches them. So like that kind of stuff is like, that's beyond like intended use.
Yeah.
At that point, they're going to be paying thousands of dollars to make them do what they want to do. I think it's been pretty impressive for the most part. I don't like the motor mount. I still don't like the motor mount. I had an issue with it when I saw it. I don't like the 4 screws because you have more chance of it being. It's not off. You can get your mesh right, but you can be angled with the way it mounts.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Too, in being straight and being on a rail, you could literally twist how it's meshed.
Right.
4 screws,
and it'll wear out over time.
Well, they keep slipping. They keep loosening and slipping and tearing up the spur gears. So, and there's none available right now because they're kind of that Chinese pop metal that they've seen in them before, and they just once they get a bad mesh, they're all tore off. So
right.
Which is easily fixable. It's cheap.
Ish.
It's not terribly expensive, but it's one of those things where it's like everyone's kind of like, well, the front of the way it assembles is awesome. The body goes on great, but the bumper, like there's no front bumper. So the front end keeps getting stuck behind the little bumper because the bumper sits behind the body.
So it pinches it back.
Annoying. And it's going to destroy bodies. I mean, it just keep adding the cost with the tires coming unglued and like all these little things that everyone's like, oh, we'll just reglue them. But it's like, it's a lot of money for all the issues that it seems to be coming out with. But it's like the rest of it seems durable, like A-arms and stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen a few break, but the shock caps, I've seen several, like Trailer Trash has busted his. I've seen quite a few broken shock caps, which is just if they railed on Arma for research and development that they didn't put it through the tests, and like if they'd have put it through the test and realized shock caps are going to bust, just do metal ones from the get-go. Like it's those things where you're just like, if you hadn't had that document that got leaked, would be more forgiving, I think, than they
Right.
than like. But
Well,
because you touted it as so game changing, and then all of these little issues pop up that you have to pay for upgrades on an $800 vehicle, it's like,
yeah, and to be honest, I mean, because I don't have a lot of experience in the bashing world, like I can't really speak a whole lot to it. I've bashed, but not to the extent of buying an $800 car, an X Max or something like that, and bashing it. That's not in my vocabulary. However, I still stand by the thing that I said before. I would rather buy an MT8 or a Kaiju and then something else.
yeah.
You know, you know what I mean? Like, you could buy an
You're
MT.
also not looking to send it 70 feet in the air and
No,
do 6 flips.
no.
Yeah.
I'm always scared about breaking my stuff. Like, and I shouldn't be because, well, okay. So here's where it's before I had kids. When I had my one T Max, the whole goal of that was to go out and find a construction yard and send it until it broke, and then I would have fun buying a part and fixing it.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I have kids that are into it, that break their cars and I break my cars, and I've got builds going, I just don't have time. He says I'm a scaredy cat. I am a scaredy cat.
I liked earlier he said Trailer Trash has the best Sledge videos out.
Yeah.
Self-promotion is not an issue that Trailer Trash has at all.
No.
I love him though, man. I met him down in Illinois, Indiana. He'll have to correct me. It was at the Hall Brothers race shop, wherever that is.
Yeah.
And yeah, cool dude.
I like it. I like how he dumped his motorcycle, and and I just saw it bleeding out, and I was like, "Oh, sorry for you."
Yeah.
Yep.
He said it took him 30 minutes to set the motor mesh with it. Ugh.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not fun. It's limiting on motorcycle. It's but everyone's like, well, M2C is gonna solve the problems in Basher Queen, and I'm like, well, then just get the Creighton in for 500 some bucks on sale.
Yeah,
and get that stuff. Like if
and then buy a scaler on top of it.
It feels like to me that these guys that want to go nuts, I think they like the drivetrain. I think they like the diffs in the drivetrain of it. So basically, just buy a skid plate or buy the diffs and the drivetrain, and then just why spend $800 on the whole thing? Like I would just piece it together at that point.
100%.
There's going to be so much into those things, but yeah, I don't know. It just was one of those oddities of, they go from, and this is the thing with YouTube, and this is the thing to be careful about from me to from anybody. Like if anybody on the first run says this is the best thing ever, I'm going to buy a bunch of them, whatever. Not to call out Thunder RC, but he was so impressed with it the first video, then the second video just dumped the whole thing in about 3 minutes. And it was like couldn't drive it anymore. Like that's 2 runs in. So like I always try to reserve opinions. Things like I can have initial excitement. But then like to like be
that's a great
people, like, buy this. Like I'm gonna get 2 of them. You should buy this thing. It's like a little bit much because they don't ever recount that video live there for people to see.
It's like
like nothing ever went wrong after this big bash.
It's the CNN of RC is what that is.
Like
the Washington Post
videos, and I've actually put in the title like update, like read description, like things looked good here, but it turned out to be terrible. Like there's this self-policing we need to do because it's such a wild west out there of information. And guess what? They're not fact-checking RC content. That is for damn sure.
Maybe I should start doing that. Start a company fact checks, RC fact checks. No, but I think that's.
I feel like the pressure of it all the time. Like, I never say reviews. Like, I don't give stars. I don't give 5 out of whatever. People ask me my opinion on stuff, and I'm always leery to buy this over that because one, I don't want to be responsible for them getting something and hating it.
there's so many factors too. Like, do you have parts at your local hobby shop? Is it something that you can easily get parts for online? Like, like all this other kind of stuff besides just the cool newness factor of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's something too that people got to understand.
By the way, I love Thunder RC content. I'm not throwing him under the bus. It was just a real world example recently, because he definitely had like, whoa, what happened in that second video?
Well, and that's what I'm saying is that people got to realize that we could get stickers and we're excited and be like, these are such cool stickers. And it's just life, right? We get excited about this kind of stuff. And then, yes, we go out and we break it. Or yes, we go out and realize that the suspension isn't quite, it's like my Baja Ray. I wanted one of those for a long time. I got it. The suspension wasn't quite what I wanted it to be. And I was kind of like, I thought this was going to be sliced bread stuff. You know what I mean? And then it just wasn't. And then I realized, that's okay, because I got to just do what I want to do to it to make it the way I want it. And that might be different than how other people drive it. Like, right. I'm not a basher. I want to get really cool slow-mo video, and I want to get like good race footage with it. So, different.
And everybody drives differently, so it's really hard to say.
Yeah, I'm better than everyone else at driving.
Yeah, that. Well, let's break it up instead of just talking about all the new stuff, because that new Furitek, I've driven that, and I can't give any opinion on the new one because it's changed from what they sent me.
Mm-hmm.
I can talk about what they sent me, what I like about it. We can talk about pricing and how that works.
Uh-huh.
I'm impressed. I think what they came out with for price is pretty decent.
I think
a lot
so.
of people think it's pretty expensive, and so we can talk about that. Because isn't to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that hard part where everybody wants a roller, like we said about the SCX24. If they sold a roller, they'd sell like crazy.
Right.
But they do and they don't.
Yeah.
And especially if it's a stock SCX24 roller and not like an upgraded roller, and
right.
What's the price point going to be and all that kind of stuff. So, but I want to let's take a break from it. Let's talk about some mail haul stuff. I know you got some stuff in.
A few things, yeah, a few things.
I'm curious.
So,
like, what do people need? That's the best thing ever that you just got in the mail today, and everybody can buy it.
Cheap hubs from Amazon. These are amazing. Cheap hubs.
Well, we know that's good. Those have been tested over and over.
Yeah. Holmes is my jam. So I got
he's
30. Yeah, he's my bro. I should just call it, I mean, it's Holmes. So it's like, it goes with my home. Yeah. So I should just do that from now on. Be like, I'm Holmes Hobbies. So, but no, I got the Trailmaster 3800.
Nice.
And
the Pro.
Yes, brushless. This thing should go pretty good. I'm going to replace my 4100 kV in my 19 U4, which is just way overclocked for that. So I'm going to replace that with that one, and then use my 4100 in my monster truck that I'm building.
So you do mainly Holmes motors then?
Yes.
A lot of their stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I have an Axe, and I like it. But I like the Holmes stuff a lot. Yeah. That's all. I mean, literally, except for my Axe motor, the one I have, it's all Holmes Hobbies. Like, with the exception of like the stock, the RTR stuff. So like the Pro 4 is obviously not Holmes Hobbies, and then same with the Baja Ray. But everything else that I build is Holmes Hobbies. So I generally use the Crawlmaster Sport, the black can ones. The 8-turn is money. The 8-turn is like, dude. Depending on for a
5-slot.
Yeah, it's 5-slot, but it's for a crawler. But depending on how you gear it,
turn.
Well, so the last Monster Mash in my monster truck, that was an 8-turn on 3S.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's got a lot.
I remember you smoked it.
I did. But I was pushing it kind of hard. So, yeah. There's that. But other than that, though, I mean, they are hands down. I love them for trailing and for crawling. Awesome. The brushless, the Puller Pro is what I have in my race rig right now. Awesome motor. So I got that. I also got some bling. Oh man.
Oh boy.
Look at that.
Hey, let me full screen you on that one.
Look at that. 2.2 CNC goodness. This is from Spec RC. I thought I had them.
Good.
Oh, dude, these are my other like wheel of choice. So he sent me out these. I haven't had the 2.2s yet. All my other crawler wheels are Spec RCs. These are money. You can't really see the detail on the ring, but the ring's all detailed. These are, I'm a machine guy, and these are like hands down the best machined wheels I've ever put my hands on. They are so nice.
What are you going to run those on?
These, so these particular wheels and the KR2s are going on my Baja Ray.
Okay.
And then I actually have another set that he's making a secret sauce hub for my DB Pro, or my, not my DB Pro, my DB8.
Okay.
For my Nomad. So that's what those are going on. And then
like a 17 on them or something?
They do. So what he's going to do,
magic.
He's going to make me some magic for it. And I put these up to my DB8 and I was like, almost fell over how cool it looks. So they're going to have this. So this Boom Racing Hustler wheel, or tire, I mean, is freaking awesome. I mean, I have run this tire on my Pro 4 and U4RC, and it just rips. It grips so good. This is the other cool thing he sent me out. I'm going to do a video on these. So these are comp wheels. Here, let me grab another 1.9 so I can compare it and show you. Okay, so here's a typical 1.9, right? Back spacings like so. Now this is a single piece wheel with 2 rings that bead lock it down. This is his comp wheel, which has a massive opening on the back that'll fit over the Capra portals.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Gen 8 portals. And so, this is a 3-piece wheel.
Dang. Okay.
Look at that machining, man. It just like, like it's so satisfying to like, there's no play. It just is perfectly fit. So what's cool about this, whose wheel is it? It's Locked Up RC has that bead lock that only like 3 or 4 screws go into the wheel and the rest of them are faux screws.
Yeah.
This one's kind of similar, but what it does is you can see here, maybe I'm trying to see, there's only 6 holes in this one.
Okay. Yep.
6 holes in that one. And the face of this bead lock, 6 of the screws clamp on the back. And so you do all your screwing from the front and it clamps it all down.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, this stuff is like hyper machined. Like, I don't know if you can see all the little detail around the inner ring.
Yeah.
And then the detail on.
That one's harder to see. I could see it on the other one.
Yeah, there's a lot of chamfering on that one.
Yep.
But dude, these wheels are sick. So I'm excited to put those on. I don't really have a comp crawler, but this is one that I'm working on. This isn't mail call, but this is they've been pretty popular on Instagram. It's 3D Strap. They're out of Italy. This is all carbon fiber. These perches I printed. These are for my body mounts, how it's going to mount.
Yeah. Is it going to be Velcro?
Yep.
Or magnet? Yep. Okay,
Velcro. Yep. And I'm going to run element axles on this. And I've heard good things about this transmission. So this is a 3-gear transmission off of Amazon from Enjora.
Okay.
And it's all metal, and it's basically an axial clone, which is
so it fits on an axial skid plate.
Yep. And everyone says they do awesome. So I'm going to try it out. It was $20.
Nice.
So
it's not bad.
All metal gears, and the metal gears are pretty good. So I was like, might as well try it. So I'm going to try that one out. So that's going to be the low CG comp crawler kind of a thing. So we'll see how that goes. But as far as mail call, I say that's all. It's like 2 sets of CNC wheels and a brushless Holmes Hobbies. But
that's some money there.
Yeah. Stuff. Yeah. It was pretty awesome. But I have a lot of stuff on order though.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you saw my son's U4 that I finished. So I used a bunch of my parts to finish his. And now I'm going to be rebuilding a new truck for me, a trail truck. So I've got some parts ordered for that.
How about your monster truck? How's that coming along? You were working on, I haven't gotten to work on mine yet.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty rad.
Is it something you can show, or is it something you're holding?
No, I can show it. I've got to reach over here though. Hang on a second.
All right. So really quickly to the chat people, here's what we've got. I've been reading them as they're coming in. And where'd it go? I was just on it. Matthew Copeland said it was a smart release. This is going back to Sledge. I agree. I love the plastic chassis of Traxxas, I'll be honest. But in that market, I mean, it's selling like crazy, and to have something in that market is smart on Traxxas' part. And I actually think it's a decently built truck. Where it's going wrong is the people that are really sending it, trying to test it because of the comparisons. Trailer Trash, at least the crane comes with metal shock caps. He says that because he broke a shock cap. And what else? There was something else I saw in here that was a lot of the Sledge stuff. And this was a comment that I thought was really good when I was reading it earlier. It says, it's hard for us we get caught up in the hype. It's the new hotness. And that's so true. Because, we want to have the newest. And I did. I fought, luckily the Bronco came out because that was the day that the Sledge was actually hitting shops. And that's the day that the Bronco released. And I ordered that. And it kind of made me feel like I don't need to go buy the Sledge. Because even though I was like, I don't need to spend the money. Like when it actually comes out, I'm like, should I go get it and review it? And I don't really have the money to, but I really want to, and kind of fighting it.
Yeah.
But this is an awesome looking monster truck. You've got some cool plans for it. This is your black market chassis.
Yeah, I was going to say it's black market in the house right now because
I haven't seen them.
Yeah, here's the chassis. Look at that. This thing is going to be pretty sick. So,
you're reminding me of the Kingsling ride experience 4-door truck, right?
It's kind of like a different, like between that and like a Brodozer.
Yeah.
It's a slight pinch on the front that I did. Man, I keep on hitting my mic. Sorry. It's like dunk, dunk.
The truck wants to speak.
I know. Look at that.
It looks awesome.
One thing I think I want to do is get shorter shocks for it. This is my other secret sauce on shocks, the Wendigo shocks.
Yeah.
The Wendigo shocks are actually really good, and they're cheap. They're dirt cheap for the Wendigo shocks. And I've been running them on my monster trucks for 2 years now or so.
They're too tall for this particular build, you're thinking?
Yeah, I don't like them to have super high clearance.
Can you cut the springs and then just put limiting straps on to keep it from extending the whole way?
Yeah, I don't like cutting springs. I don't know. There's something about it that I just don't like to do. I don't know.
Find different springs, shorter springs, and use the same.
Yeah, that's the next thing I was going to do. I was going to look at the MT8 springs because they have a wide body shock like this and see if that would fit. But yeah, I'm looking at different options because I think if I did that with like the front springs, which are, I think the fronts are 100 or 105, and I think these are like 125, somewhere around there. But yeah, I really dig this. So
So what axles and trans are you running on it? Somebody, Dirk wants to know.
StockX SMT, stockish SMT. So all metal gears in the tranny.
Which they now come with in the SMT 10s.
Oh, they do.
Metal. The new, the recent versions have metal gears internally. Yep.
So got that, but I've got the upgraded ring and pinions in it.
Gotta have that.
Yeah, earplugs front and back. What's SDRC knuckles on it? I think. Reef servo raw 500. This is what the 4100 is going to go in. What else do I have in it? I have the they're not I don't think they're Vanquish. They might be Vanquish CVDs on the front.
Okay.
I don't remember. But then I have the Vanquish. Is it Vanquish? What's the other name that they use?
Incision.
I have the Incision links on it.
Yep.
I think.
What about sway bars? None
yet. I'm going to run the reefs though.
Okay.
So I'm going to put reefs on it and run I have one for the back already.
Paint scheme?
I don't know. So I was thinking about going white, and I have. Where's my radio? Is my radio down here? So I spoke to.
I would call it Bigger America.
Bigger America.
I mean, if I had a choice in naming your truck,
well,
I'd call it Bigger America or Biggest America.
Biggest America. Yeah. So I asked Master of Excellence Graphics, I think his name. I asked him, and he actually hooked me up with the graphics to the wrap for the hot tamale truck.
Mm-hmm.
And
pretty cool.
I think I'm going to use that graphic, but call it El Cucuy, which is like the boogeyman in Spanish.
Yeah.
Because that's what I called my black one. And I think I'm going to leave it white because white films a lot better than a black truck. So
yeah, it stands out more.
Yeah, I'll leave it white. I was going to do like a pre-runner rear end on it, but this looks pretty cool. So I don't think I'm going to.
Cool. Yeah.
I think I'm going to put a fuel cell back there and call it good. Are you going to
pop it up? Actually, you know who makes an awesome fuel cell? It is right now. Oh, you should totally run that.
The plan was to run that.
You bust that off in 2 seconds.
I know. The plan was to run it, and I was like, that's a lot bigger than I thought. Because I thought, like put it in there and then, but nah.
So how are you going to tilt the body forward? You got a mount that you've worked out?
So
leaning backward a little bit.
Yeah, I'm actually going to exo cage the body. I designed an exo cage for it, and I'm going to exo cage the body and mount it. Scale Metal Supplies has a really cool tab that I've used on other builds where the tab will come down and through bolt to this front ring. And so then I can either do it with a screw or a clip and then just hinge the body up like this.
Yep.
And the body will be all exo caged. So I won't have to
break it.
I won't break it.
It'll be heavy as hell up top.
Nah. If you use the DOM, it's hollow and it's actually pretty light. So it won't be too.
I don't buy it.
Well,
it's still gonna be top heavy, but the LMT is top heavy, and I love driving it that way.
Yeah,
I think it's better because it's top heavy.
Yeah,
it's more realistic.
Well, and the other thing, because I like cutting metal, the bottom skid is aluminum on this, and it's pretty thin. It's like a 062.
Yeah,
it's 062 aluminum.
How long is it? I see Matt Harris is asking, how long is that thing?
That's what she said.
The wheel bear. It looks like a stock SMT 10 wheelbase.
It is, yeah. We are at
13.
We are 14 and a quarter or so. Yeah.
I was pretty short. The crawler lengths 12.3.
Yeah.
You did too much crawler stuff recently. I like it, man.
Thanks, dude. I think
I haven't even started building my black market, and you're almost done.
I've got a long ways to go. I got to do the full cage. I'm going to put lights in the grill. My Trick RC. I kind of want to do some sort of, they have a backfire kit that when
Oh
you're
yeah,
wide open, it
like
flashes.
yeah,
Yeah. And I kind of want to talk to him about seeing if I could figure out a way to do 8
do
backfire
zoomies.
kits.
Yeah,
Yeah, and put zoomies on it because that would look freaking awesome. But here's the scary thing. I'm going to let my 7-year-old son use this in the competition. I don't know why.
yeah.
But
I saw you hold your breath there for a second as you looked at it.
I know.
You looked down and held your breath right after you said that.
I know.
I'm not going to tell him, but
Oh, yeah.
that is not a vote of confidence. You're
He's a
going to
good,
extricate it. What could he do?
right.
I mean, he couldn't do any worse than trailer trash would do to it.
I know. Well, he's a better driver probably, but just saying. He's finished 3 runs, full runs, trailer trash. Let's just say that.
Oh no, stop it now, he says. That's good. So
Yeah.
there's a good question in here, which actually can be a good segue.
Woo.
Actually, there was something else in here.
6,400's hot.
Yeah, it is really hot.
4S all day.
Well, Black Venom Radio Control. First of all, welcome. I haven't seen that name in here before. Said if you pay attention from the beginning, most RC YouTubers, the reviewers almost carries the same attitude throughout the entire videos, regardless of performance. And that is true. And a lot of times we also see we make excuses for things like that was my fault, or like I've done it. It happens. You want to like something, you can't take your initial opinions about something out of the review, and people just have to know that going in. Like, nobody can be completely unbiased. Everybody sees things through the prism of their reality of what their experiences are, and so everybody has different experiences, everybody has different realities, everybody has different likes, and those always are going to skew to some degree their review, which is why I try my best not to review, but I also try not to blame everything on the RC car. Right. And I do that across the board. There's certain things that nag me, like battery trays, and that's not to do with how it handles. That's just something that nags me.
Right.
Like, but I will give a pass on a lot of things to cars if it's really me being the issue.
Yeah.
Or if I, well, that shouldn't have broke, or it should have broke. Usually it's the case based on driving. But yeah. So I agree. I think that there's always going to be a degree of a swayed opinion in some ways. People have whether they like the look of it, whether they like the company, whether they like whatever it is about it that they like or dislike.
Right.
They're coming in with that from the outset of the review before they've even opened it. Well, regardless of what their dealings are with the companies or whatever,
Right. And what's interesting too is that there's varying levels of experience that are having input on, whether they think this car is good or not. Like, for instance, and I've said this before a lot, I don't do RTR cars very often, right? Like I just don't. And so for me, when I got my last 2 RTRs, I got the Pro 4 and I got the Baja Ray, and I was super excited about them, right? The excitement, like it's like the honeymoon period. And now I'm starting to kind of pick apart things here and there, but and it's not to mean that I'm not an experienced RC guy. It's just that I'm not experienced when it comes to RTR stuff. All my stuff comes, I piece it all together or buy kits, that kind of thing. So it's a whole different thing. And it's interesting because it's like the stock 2-wheel drive Slash, right? It's kind of like the old Winchester BB gun, the Daisy BB gun or whatever. It's like that thing is rock solid for someone that doesn't have a lot.
Well, I thought it was pretty accurate too.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's for someone that doesn't have a lot of experience. It doesn't break often. It's a lot of fun to drive. You can find parts for it everywhere, and it's relatively inexpensive, comparative, right? Mm-hmm. But
It's not another BB gun, but okay.
well, but when it comes to someone that maybe has a lot of experience reviewing RC cars,
Yeah.
it's like meh. It's like it's a cool truck, but like if you put that into,
my problem is I like most of them. That's and so
well, yeah, because it's
I'm
like
going to talk about what I like about it a lot.
right.
Some
Well,
people like
that's
to talk about what they hate about things. I
well
tend to,
because that's our rush, right? Our rush is to go out and play with something and drive it and break it and run it hard, all that kind of stuff. It's not. We don't care if it breaks really. It's just that's
yeah,
part of the game. It's like if you go golfing, guess what? You're going to slice.
yeah.
Like that's just the way it is. So
Quick answer to Cam if he's still in here. What motor will give the most wheel speed for my STX 24 Rock Bouncer build?
540, 3800, 540.
I honestly, if your chassis will take it and you can get a Mofo RC mount, I would run a Rocket, Surpass Rocket. 7,500 kV will give you more torque and still be stupid fast.
www.ccxrc.com.
Get the 9,500 and it's fast, but you're going to lose torque at that. I mean, you're going to get more speed. I would do the 7,500 in a Rock Bouncer. They're like $27 or something for the motor. Then you got to get a mount to mount it because it doesn't fit. So you can either get Gammy RC has a mount for them that's an upright mount for like monster trucks, or if you can fit it, if it's a stock chassis ish, and you can go out to the side, I'd get that. But back to the SMT10 project is a good segue.
Yes.
6,400 kV castles fast. Monster X ESC awesome.
Mm-hmm.
ESC. $1,500 of Vanquish in other parts, and I bet it runs awesome. Like those Vanquish axles and stuff, they're durable.
Yeah.
Incision, like you have the links, are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like an awesome truck. But at a 1/10 scale, this is an SMT10 that starts at how much?
Exactly.
Ready to run? $300.
$299 for the kit.
Right.
$199 for the kit, isn't it?
The kit is $199.
Yeah.
Yeah. So $1,500 into a truck. So segue that into this car right here. Whoops, that's not it. Right here.
Mm.
The Furitek Rampart 124th monster truck. I just did an article on this. So I'm actually just pulled up on my page because I have all the pictures here. They're not all on their website. It's easy to get.
I love that green. I love
the
that
green is awesome, right?
Yeah.
They chamfered it and everything.
Dude, Furitek, if you're listening, I love that green.
It's awesome. So they're going for the Gravedigger fans, right?
Yeah.
So this is $200.
Yeah.
There's no motor. There's no transmission. There's no electronics. So no, in fact, I didn't add that. I forgot that. Servo. You need a servo as well. Wheels and tires.
Aluminum front steering link.
I think it's a fair price. It's up there. Like you're hedging at $199.
Well, I didn't earlier, but after we talked about it, and we didn't talk about it like bad in a bad way. I just now looking at it and I'm like, ooh.
That's how much an SMT10 costs for a kit.
I know,
but it's plastic.
Yeah. But you can run it.
So here's something to take into consideration. ECX Barrage axles alone will set you back $65.
No way.
Yep.
Okay.
$33.99.
You can find them cheaper. I think.
Complete.
Yeah.
You gotta have the mounts for your links on them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It has plastic steering link. There's 31 is for the rear. So basically $65.
Let's see.
He's looking it up.
You're right. I didn't think they were that expensive.
They're expensive. Same for the SMT 24. If you try to piece out anything, if you cannot buy something ready to run, you're going to pay more money for it.
Well, and the big thing is on the Barrage, they don't have the metal gears inside.
So you're going to pay for an aftermarket chassis that's carbon fiber. So like say the Tiny Titan, it's $100 for just the chassis alone. Add axles, 65. So we're at 165.
Mm-hmm.
Add a metal skid plate. Mm-hmm. If you were to just buy a metal skid plate somewhere, you're looking $25.
Easy.
For a hot racing one.
Those shocks are amazing.
That's $190.
And there's 8 of them.
The shocks, those are probably $20 for all of them. Like,
maybe, yeah.
They're not a lot, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe less. If you buy them bulk, you could probably get them for a lot less.
Metal steering link.
Metal steering link, those are $12, $15 all day.
Stickers.
Then you've got the basically servo mount, front and rear, but it's also a shock mount that are also aluminum.
Oh, the servo mount's aluminum?
Yeah. That's here. Let's pull up this picture. Yeah.
No way. Really?
So this is the servo mount, and you get one front and rear because it also is how you screw the second shock in.
Really?
So it's like a brace that goes onto the axle.
Okay, I see the value.
And they're metal drive shafts.
And it looks like you're screwing
$25 for metal drive shafts.
Yeah,
all day long.
And it looks like you're screwing into metal pieces, right? When you're doing your the crossbars look aluminum.
Yep, they're 4 aluminum crossbars.
That's nice. That's huge, dude. Because you and I both know taking apart these tiny trucks on and off, at some point it's going to wear out.
Yep.
Especially on the 3D printed stuff. It's going to wear out.
So you get the metal gears as well that go in the axle. So not only do you get the $65 axles, but you get front and rear pinions. And how much do they sell those for on their own?
I've never seen them until I saw them on the because I searched for them before for our tiny gap in it build. I searched high and low and I couldn't find metal gears in that.
They're $25 per axle is what they're charging for them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's $50 plus the axles is $110. Then if you just do the chassis at $100, that's $200.
Mm-hmm.
So they've tried to, in the kit form, bring this pricing down.
Right.
And it's so my thing, and I put it at the end of the article. This is not the page. To clarify, I put this at the bottom. So I actually listed the cost of everything in links.
Mm-hmm.
The Rampart's $199. If you want the Godzilla and the transmission, is $109. So there you're at $310, $390 with the ESC. And then you need your own radio receiver and wheels and tires. So you can get the wheels and tires off of, well, I don't know yet. I need to check. I think you can get the wheels and tires off of Etsy if the nut will fit in, because these are a bigger size axle, which is something to talk about too. The output here, the shaft of the axle is larger than an SCX 24. So it takes a bigger nut. So you're not using that 4mm. Yeah, I know. Lots of comments available. But
I feel like now I should have, like, I don't know if my mic will do it, but it's like the like it's I think it's really like the value is there. I had this conversation with KLN. Yeah, well, that, like we were talking about, I'm tepid when it comes to this 24 stuff because of the at first, like I was all in, right? Because all that was out there were tires and wheels, tires and shocks, and then you 3D printed everything else, right? When the SCX 24 came out, then all this stuff started coming out, and I was like, yeah, $20 here, $10 here, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden you got a $600 24 scale crawler. And you're like, how does this happen all of a sudden? Right. When I could have gone out and I could have built one, an enduro kit for $200.
Yeah.
And been able to walk behind it for miles and it's like that's the hard thing I'm having, especially when there's vehicles out there like the LMT that is my
Right.
new unicorn, right?
So the LMT is the one truck, and we'll talk about this. It's the one truck that well, no, it's not. I take it back. It's not the one truck.
Roll it back.
So, Bull Gear, I was going to pre-order Metal Gears, but shipping was also $25. So yes, until you can get them at the Furitek USA site, if you want to be early in on this stuff, there is a premium you have to pay for shipping from Singapore, from Vietnam is where it comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Is where the Furitek is based. So what I clarified on the bottom, and I have to laugh at, yes, the SMT kit does come with a transmission. That's true.
KLN had a good comment. If Axial made a 24 MT, how much do you think it would be for RTR? 250?
Yeah. But would it have brushless?
Well, this doesn't have anything power-wise.
That's true.
And Charisma, I'm interested to see what happens with Charisma because they're the same axles. Yep. And there is a little thing that Harley was talking. Was it April Fool's?
Dude, they talk about oh my gosh. So yeah, so it's a whole April Fool's episode.
You're lying.
No. Okay. I gotta read it to you because it's freaking hilarious. I'm gonna read you the description. I reposted it because I thought it was so funny when I read it.
The Brat, the Subaru?
Yeah. Yeah, it's that funny. I posted it here, yeah. And so did Matthew Copeland. So let's just go to this.
I just saw a picture of it and I was like, oh, that's cool.
That's what people do. Welcome to the new world of non-fact checked RC videos. We're looking at you, Harley.
Maybe
you, Harley Designs.
Maybe instead of conspiracies, you'll just be like fact checking.
All right. So I just want to go in here and say we have a body more styles in development, including a very exciting licensing deal with a big U.S. EV manufacturer. Each rig is also equipped with the revolutionary new CAGS, Charisma Automatic Gyro Stabilization System, developed in conjunction with the brand manager's cat to keep the rig stable in the air and always landing on its wheels.
Nice.
Well, most of the time. Once you've experienced CAGS, nothing feels the same to drive again, regardless of its scale.
Sold. You know what? It reminds me of the Mud Blaster. I got a Mud Blaster when I was like 10. Loved it.
These will be ready to ship on or after April 1st, 2022. First 1,000 units will get a limited edition Jamie Booth as a retro legend signed lunchbox. Note, it is signed by someone else on his behalf, but you can't win everything.
That's awesome.
However, yeah, it is very similar axles and stuff for this build. But I've also learned that they have open diffs in their race 24 scale cars.
Oh, really? The little rally one?
Side of their axles, so you can have an open diff axle. That's what I was told by somebody when I was looking at getting into these. They said to reach out to about possibly doing something because they have the capabilities of open diffing. And I know you don't like open diffing yours, but
wow.
A lot of us would like them for racing reasons.
I like blowing apart my gearboxes.
You do. But yeah, I think that maybe they're testing the waters as well.
Sure. Okay, so back to the cost thing.
So what I wrote at the bottom was to clarify, yes, it's a lot of money on a 124 scale, but this is for an upgraded RC. This is the upgraded cost. This is with an aluminum chassis.
Yeah.
Metal gears. You get the Metal Gear transmission with the metal case and the Godzilla motor.
Right.
And so it's brushless. The SMT10 won't be. So at $500, you get a little brushless car. Dirty South, what was his channel? Dirty South Racing is at $1,500 for an SMT10.
Right.
Most 1/10 scale monster trucks end up around $1,000. So double the price. Most of them do. If you watch on all these, if you go on to Sam, most of these guys. So you're going to upgrade to 2.6 wheels and tires. How much? $120.
Yeah,
Wheels
right.
and tires.
Yeah, yeah.
A brushless system, $150. That's $250. So you're already at least at $550. A new body, $100 some bucks.
Okay, $100 some bucks.
If you get it wrapped, well, you don't. You do 3D printed, but everybody else buys them pre-wrapped in that from Fat Cats for
well, even if I just got a Lexan and painted it. Okay, I'll give you the 150.
Anyway, they, you can get sway bars.
Okay, depending on where you go, yeah, that's $100 for 2.
Yep, it adds up. That's all I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
So by the time you upgrade,
I don't like this talk. I don't like this talk, Tony. Okay, I don't.
So this is the upgraded version of that. So if you were to buy whatever Axial would come out with or Low C, you're $200, $300, $250, $300.
Okay,
probably
hold
not
on.
brushless.
Stop the show. I got it. But the thing is, though, to everybody's
is there a thing? Is there?
There is.
What's
everyone says the stock LMT is solid out of the box. So
I have $300 extra into mine with axles.
Right, but everyone says you don't have to if you drive it well, or you know what I mean. Like you don't.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna say I don't drive well? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
No, but everyone says it's an awesome truck out of the box.
It's awesome out of the box.
Okay,
but
so
you keep having to replace axles. You're like, it would just be a whole lot easier if I didn't have to replace them. Because it's a couple hours out of your time. I know it's only like $20. It's cheap to fix them.
Do they really break that much though? I've heard that the second gen
I don't know. I broke 4 of them and then I traded out, and that's where I'm at.
Yeah, but you do like you're doing
I've done probably thousands.
I know your first set. Yeah, your first set. I remember the video you were talking about. You did like a bunch of backflips on your set and they didn't break, and then you broke on something. But
it's the freestyle that breaks them. You can run it and race it all day long and have no issue.
Exactly. So
I'm running one completely bone stock with Freestyle RC axle braces on it.
Right.
But the servo saver sucked, so that's $50 to get a Freestyle RC one.
Yeah. Well, but what I'm saying is that when they're on sale, you'll be at real close to a 24 scale monster truck.
Right. Upgraded. Fully upgraded monster truck with metal chassis and all that.
Sure. But no body.
No body. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. But you can get a $15 toy car at Walmart for a body.
Yeah, but you don't want to do that because it'll handle like garbage.
No, it's totally fine.
Is it?
Yeah, they're super light. I got one right. Oh, my boy took it.
Oh, what a jerk.
He's such a jerk. No. It's on that table right there. Here, if you entertain people, do a dance or something, I'll go get it.
Entertain. So to my point though, I would rather, for the amount of time I drive my 24 scale, I would rather get an SMT or an LMT and run that truck and be able to bash it and go out and play with it versus I have a hard time crawling with a 24 scale. I could see going out there and you could take that in your back pocket and go and have fun with it. But like a monster truck, there's limited places that you can play with your monster truck, excluding your living room and your hallway.
With one of these little ones?
With a 24 scale monster truck.
Nah, driveway, porch.
Basement. Well, right, but you're limited to your jumps or your Panda racing experience for your 24 scale.
Not right? With the Furitek one, it rolls out. You can run it just outside. It can't be in the grass or anything, but you can run it in dirt and stuff if you want.
I'm surrounded by grass.
Well, you'd be screwed. Your backyard track would be perfect for it. But no, so this is $15. Cheapest body you'll ever get.
Yeah,
getting one for me costs $20 because I have to pay shipping, but it's got stickers and everything already on it. In fact, if you buy this, ECB even makes wheels that you can get for these tires, which come off, and he makes it so you could actually use the tires as well.
Wow,
in your build.
That's nice.
So that's an option as well.
I still think I'd like to go with my LMT versus a 24 scale.
I would totally go with it. But in Michigan, winter sucks for the LMT. So
paddles. Get some paddles.
I'm not going to get it in the mud. It's just too much work. But I also have my own body option for
yeah. Look at you.
creating my own bodies.
What a jerk.
This is what I used to make the mold for the one for Ryan Anderson, actually. Just happened to be sitting back there when I said
that's so awesome.
After Paris into it.
So I did that for my kid. He really wanted it. And so I went out and I got him the
metal one.
The metal one, which this metal body is like probably 35 pounds for this metal body.
So heavy.
It's like
the fact that you can get it for $10 as a toy is insane.
I know, right? And the detail is freaking awesome. I put it on his crawler and I was like, wow, that looks awesome. And Trailer Trash actually commented on it because it fit perfectly. And then he started driving with it and it just rolled right over. He would sneeze and the car would roll over.
So here, a lot of people are disagreeing with you. Holy cow. I have almost 3K in my ugly Bubba build. It's my first truck, so I threw money at it. I have cheaper trucks to outperform it, but none cooler, right? Killing RC cars. Basically, every RC is $1,500 no matter what it is. Right?
Unless it's WL Toys.
Yeah. Jeff Brown, let's jump real cars at 45 miles an hour, see what breaks, right? A lot of people say there's easy to find places and obstacles for the small sizes.
Okay, well, I'll give you this, though. You know how I'm into crawlers now?
Yep.
When we first got back into RCs, when my kids were much younger, the first one I got was the Granite.
Yep.
And so it was kind of a basher, kind of a car.
You say it's not a crawler.
No. And I was like, crawlers, ew, those look boring, right? Who would want to do something like that? And then I got into a crawler and I was like, this is amazing, right? So I'll give you this. I have not ran a 24 scale monster truck. So I can't really knock it.
Right.
I can say I don't know that they would be that much fun. I bet you my enjoyment. Okay, let me back this up. My high point
doesn't know how to have fun. So
my high point of enjoyment, 100% would have two of them and watching my kid's face explode because of how fun he's having. That would be the high point of it. I mean, I don't think it would be too much fun for myself, but if I'm sitting there racing him and freestyling against him, that would be the best.
I think the racing is probably more fun with these than the freestyle because it's so quick.
Yeah.
So little, like it's like,
yeah.
The racing side of it, I think could be a lot of fun. And
totally.
All you'd have to have is like a little hotel room, conference room or something. You wouldn't need to get a big race.
I could just see you like The Office, like Michael Scott, like having a party in your hotel room, like flipping up your beds and being like, hey, are you here for the party? What's up?
Yeah. Or you should get a room with two queens and then have matching tracks on each one.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
You totally do it.
Black socks and sandals.
So for the my mail call real quick. I'll just do it real quick. I got in these awesome little flags here, banners from Bull Gear RC, actually.
Nice, dude.
Makes these banners. Look at it. Even the little grommets in them.
The little grommets are money, dude. Like,
it's so awesome. And the print quality is so good. Like all the detail of my logo that I usually have to ditch is all in there. I also got in the mail these I've already talked about these. But these are the Scale Metal Supplies servo mount and braces for the axles for the Element. And I've had them for a couple weeks now. I was trying to figure out everything I needed, and I finally got it. The STRC standoffs that go on for a year. That's what I needed in order to do the servo.
Yeah.
on this one here. So
what servo are you going to run on it?
It's got a Operation 11 Charlie Reefs Raw 500
nice
on it currently.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome with servo on axle, dude. Like we run the 444s, a 555, and I think that's the biggest that we run on a servo on axle. And it is like
it's beast,
dude. It's awesome. Yeah.
So I can't wait. I struggled the last time. Well, my 422 winch line snapped, and when at the last comp I was at last Tuesday, I have a video to post. I'm posting it, unfortunately, over on my not unfortunately, but I'm posting on the extras channel, CCXRC extras, because there's a Holmes Hobby revolver just the whole time during my run.
Why?
It's just like, but I wanted to leave the dialogue in, like to just have music. It's such a technical course that it's slow. Like I only get through like 3 gates in the video, 4 gates. It's like 10 minutes because of having to winch and like maneuver yourself around. But a lot of it's just us talking and like, what, maybe I should do this, that, and that's what I was trying to leave. And it should have been, I wanted to record the whole thing, but my camera stopped recording. It just stopped. I didn't know it. And,
that's the worst.
Yeah. So that's my mail call. And then these DSM off-road mini winches. I actually picked this one up. It's not a mail call, but I picked it up at Crawler Space when I was there.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of them already from DSM, but I wanted to get one more of them just to have in my hand when we do the comp crawling at Reaction RC. He'd been having trouble getting them, and he finally got them too. So, but I'd already bought the one I needed. I did want to point this out.
Look at you with your cheater chassis on that. I like it.
So it's running the Furitek scythe.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of these things, and I'm pointing this out because I did get something at Reaction, but it's for my boys. But this is running that new chassis and
that looks killer, dude.
Carbon fiber links that are the
carbon fiber links.
Yeah, the high clearance ones. You can see the bend in them.
Oh, those are cool. Who makes those?
Furitek.
Really?
They had this thing out like before anybody else had anything for this. It just took me a minute to get to it. I've had it here for weeks.
Nice.
To build and just haven't had time because of our build off.
I just ordered a long drive line for mine because I'm going to extend the wheelbase. I was just going to 3D print my links for the front on my crawler, my 24 scale. Okay, so I feel bad. I feel like I want
this too, but yeah,
I want to back myself up because I see some of the comments about, not playing with them and poo-pooing on the monster trucks. I get it. I agree. Like I said, like I have not tried it, and so I'm talking this smack, but I haven't tried it. And but like I said, that's how it was with me in crawlers. I didn't try it, and then now I'm deep in crawlers, and that's my game. So I could see having fun with it. Like I said, I think for me the joy would have 2 of them, and me, racing
and equally powered.
Dude, that's the thing.
That's key. So if people could get it to where like there was a standard for motors and stuff, I think it'd be even more fun.
Yeah.
Like to try and keep them equal, and then it's driving and jumping and like having the best lines.
Yeah.
They do that in Monster Jam, right? They got motor limits and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but this, you can see the full metal, but here you see those metal braces for the axle.
I wonder if that
shock on.
I wonder if that would help for not snapping those axle housings.
It shouldn't. I don't know why you would. I bet it does, but anytime that I would come off would be right here at the end, I thought, because they're captured.
Yeah.
And it just pulls off and you slide it back on because it's just a screw that tightens it over the axle. I haven't actually busted one yet.
You know what'd be rad is if Little Guy Racing Parts they're making CVD cups for for SCX 24s. If they made them for this CVD cups for the monster truck, oh dude, that'd be rad.
Yeah. Anyway, I have one of these. It's prototype. This sits forward. It was carbon fiber at the time too. So it might be lighter. So I can't speak to the handling, but it was all these 8 shocks, and it was awesome. The first moonwalk to backflip to moonwalk with a mini, I think I did. was with this truck.
Crazy.
It's straight wheelies with this setup in it. These axles have more speed in them than the SCX24 out of the box. So putting this on 2S makes it like just wheelie from the get-go. But if you do it with the SCX24 with the same motor and transmission, it's like slow unless you're on 3S.
Right.
So their setup is really, really cool with this. That's all I can speak to it. I haven't driven this particular one. But mine also was all plastic stuff and it held up like to abuse.
Sure.
Plastic driveline, plastic gears and all that internally. And it actually had 3D printed. And they did this a whole lot different. This is actually way better design than what they had sent me for the axle. Because they were redoing the whole housing, one half of it. And so this is better. But yeah, anyway, I think it's fair-ish. It's still considered, in my opinion, like a build. And anything that's build and it's not like big market stuff is going to be expensive.
Yeah.
So anything you buy in parts, like we know, like that's not a cheap motor transmission system at $110.
I don't discount the value of it. I think the value is there. I just don't. The hard thing for me is that, it's like, would I get that over an LMT in May? Maybe not. But in November, would I get that over an LMT? Yeah.
LMT would be the best way. I would tell anybody it's one of the best cars you could ever own.
Yeah.
People disagree with me all the time. They come in, they say they hate it. They hate, why would I? And this is me recommending, which I say I don't do, but LMT is my favorite.
I don't know why you would hate
what
it.
Other people think it's my favorite. Well, because they break it and they want it to be a Creighton, and it's not.
Right.
I like to do the little small freestyle stuff with it. I'm not trying to launch it 20 feet in the air. And if I do, I put metal axles on. I did actually launch it. We were launching them like crazy, and it's fine. But
yeah,
this is what I call upgrade. You're buying this. This is you're taking still a truck and you're upgrading it with all upgrade parts on this, and so you're going to pay a premium for that. So it's still cheaper than I could build one.
Well, and the R&D where we've come in the last 6 months, the R&D that's involved in that monster truck is way far advanced. I wouldn't discount all the other monster truck kits that are out there.
Stuff, the SX24 stuff. No.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't discount that. But what I'm saying is that it's all in one,
it's
mass
for the people
produced.
That don't build. And you know how many emails I field every week about, one, will I build one for them? Will I build and sell them one? 2, do I make them and are they for sale?
Sure.
3, how do I build it?
What motor goes in it?
What motor goes in it? Like the amount that I get of those messages from Instagram, Facebook, and a few on YouTube, but it's mainly that. And even my website now, I get them in the contact. People contact me through that to ask.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Probably 20 a week.
When I get my kit,
it's a lot, but it's a lot to answer.
When I get my kit, I'm going to send you a DM on Instagram, send you one in your website, one on YouTube, what motor I should run.
Right. Well, I don't mean I actually mean like different people. It's not the same people on one.
I know.
Harris, no, you don't get just a chassis. You get all of this stuff right here. You get the chassis. You get these metal gears for these axles because these axles don't come with metal ring and pinion gears. You get these metal braces for the axles that allow the shocks to work. You get the metal. And again, we added this all up. If you were to buy these aftermarket $15 for the steering links. I have them. I'll be selling for $15. They're coming to C6RC.com. Servo tray, $15.
Easy $15.
$15. This, yeah.
And that's a bigger servo tray. Yeah.
So it's probably more. And you have 2 of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shocks. For plastic shocks, you're probably for 4. Lowballing it, $10. And then $10 for this 4. That's $20. Metal drive shafts, you're looking at
$30.
$30.
Yeah.
More if they're the hot racing ones.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, axles alone, we already said are $75.
And the metal ring and pinion.
$65, and then metal
$50.
So it's $100 for axles, because the axles alone, if you just bought them from Horizon Hobby,
right,
are $65.
Right.
These metal gears for them are $25 per axle.
Right.
So you're looking at about $100 for axles. A metal aluminum chassis with all the extras, basically, for another $100. It's not terrible when you look at it from an aftermarket.
Not at all. Yeah, not at all. And it's quality machine parts. I think, it's not, it's not 3D printed parts are very nice.
They're tampered, so it's not just a single run. So they cut them.
Right.
They anodize them.
Right.
And then they cut them again.
Right. Yeah. Super nice.
So it's multiple passes. They're definitely trying to make a quality product.
Yep.
So I'm sitting here talking and showing this, and you guys don't even see it. Son of a gun! I had this up here, and that's what I was talking to. Was axles. This is the metal pieces that we're saying would be probably $20 each in a real world. This is 15.
Okay, hold on.
Like this would be 60 at least all day long for a
does it come with plastic ring and pinion? You have to put the metal. I'm seeing the metal ring and pinion.
I think so. I think you get those. So they're basically buying the axles, and they're just sending you a kit. You still got to assemble it. I think. Based on the picture, I'm thinking you assemble it.
That'd be interesting, because then that's like getting 2 runs of axles, right? Like if it came with plastic in it and then you had to assemble the metal ring and pinion.
Yeah, you just have to take them apart and put those in.
That's cool.
So that's what it looks like to me. Maybe not, but I'm guessing they just package it like this and you build it. If they come assembled, then that'd be even like more bonus, but I don't think it does.
Yeah, Dirt Zombie Video HD is saying the price for those who don't know, for veteran builders, there's better options. And I think that's an arguable point, is that there are other options. I don't necessarily think better or worse.
Better options. No,
there's for all the aluminum. Yeah. I mean,
I spent $600 on my build to try and build it with parts.
Yeah.
So you're $100 no matter what, probably, to start with an SCX 24. You have to buy another chassis if you want it to look like a monster truck chassis. The cheapest you're going to get that is $40 for ECB.
Sure.
Wheels and tires, you're looking at $60, $200. The brushless system is $110 all day long. You can't build one for under $400. There's not a cheaper way to skin it.
Yeah.
And you're going to be stuck with worm gears at that point.
Right.
So I remember even when I looked at the full throttle build way back when he took the Devastator and built it, and then he bought SCX 24 transmissions for it instead of running that one, it was still a $400 build at the end, and that's why I didn't do it at the time. Like,
sure. And a lot of times you're buying the parts that you're just discarding, like you just said. Like if you buy an SCX 24 or an element kit,
it's not cheaper to buy it in pieces.
No,
because just to buy the axles separately,
it's
like
not
$70.
Yep.
Might as well buy the whole kit at that point and get
plus shipping
and other stuff.
Yeah, plus shipping and lead time. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
They're not easy. Anything when you custom build it, and this is still a custom build, it's tough to do it for cheaper than $400.
Well, and how many times, I know I'm super guilty of this. How many times have you been on a website where you're piecing together all the parts that you want to piece together to build your own rig, and then you look at the cost of buying an RTR and you're like, I'm $40 away from buying an RTR, but for some reason I can't muster up I'm cheap. So for me, like, I'm always doing that. And I'm like, I'm $40 away from buying an RTR, and I'm basically at an RTR at that point.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm buying fancy parts for it. So
yep. Etsy does have, this guy has, and I actually have the wheels and tires built. Etsy, you can get a whole set from him. SCX 24 monster truck. So he sells the whole thing for $60. You get wheels and tires for just $30, I think.
Whoa. Those are cool paddles.
I was just looking at those. Those are really cool paddles. I'm trying to find his build.
What's that green one you just passed?
That was the SMT10. Hey, look at there's inserts here.
Oh yeah.
It's his channel, I think. So let's just go to his page and see if we can find it that way. Okay, here's Ryan Anderson's. So he bought it from him. So Ryan Anderson, meaning son of a digger Ryan Anderson.
Is there another Ryan Anderson?
Bought it from him. So just for people that didn't know. But yeah, so for $60 you get it wheels and tires. The one thing I found is the wheels, you can't really get the wheel nuts on all the way, which actually makes me think these wouldn't work with the Furitek build. So the wheel nuts don't, and so they come off. That's like the one thing that I found with them.
So they don't go deep enough to the nylock. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just too thick. But I mean, they're great looking trucks for $60. Whoops, double clicked on that. So here it is. We can get the item details. Yeah, so it's good looking.
Yeah,
it's a little tallish, but
once you put a body on it and slam it, you don't even see the chassis. So.
You don't see it. It's not a big deal, and for getting it. So I bought the wheels and tires. Oh, this is the kit with the wheels for $35. Anyway, it's a good price. So if you're looking to do it budget, that does help a lot. But you still, if you want to go fast, that's when you're going to pay, because you have to go brushless, which means no matter what you're dropping.
Yeah.
For if you want to work well, a Furitek ESC, which $50 is the cheapest. That's the non-pro. So I mean, I've priced them out, and the cheapest I could do it was about $350 to $400.
Yeah.
So
I think we should switch topics. We've been talking about this one for a while.
I agree.
But that being said, it's a good topic. And I am not poo-pooing to the point that I won't try one. I think that I will get my hands on one sooner than later. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. But yeah. We'll see where it goes.
Anyway, there's lots of options. It's not cheap no matter what option yet, until we get a big player in the game.
Right. So let's talk about your prep. You're prepping for some race cars, you said, and some for monster truck stumping. I don't know what's going
on. Yeah. So I have 2 events that I'm looking at going to. Potentially a third if something super cool works out that I can't talk about yet, but
come on.
So the first one would be I'm going to Freestyle RC.
Okay.
And that is, they have a shop in Wisconsin. So I think their trucks are some of the best custom monster truck that you can get. I run the Pro C in racing.
Yeah.
And it does the cantilever shocks. And for people that can't drive like me, it's like a game changer.
Sure.
You can land on one wheel like about to die, and no rebound, just it sucks it up and just you're flat and driving.
Yeah.
Awesome truck. Some people don't like it. They don't like that much. They want to have a little bit more. They feel like it takes away some of the control of their bounce and their whatever. But for me, it's wheels on the ground going forward
for racing.
I love that. Yeah. For racing. Yeah. For freestyle, they gear theirs up and put acrylic on them and go crazy with them, and it can't do moonwalks and stuff because you get no rebound.
Sure.
So I don't like it as much for that. It's durable. It'll take a beating, but with what the LMT does now, it's not my favorite for freestyle. Before it would have been, but in fact, I entered it, I think, in your first contest was my
sticker bomb. Oh, it's a storm damage. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Because the other one I was going to do was the Megalodon, and it broke.
Right.
So I ended up entering the storm damage, and it goes crazy. It's nuts, but so I have that event, and then that's going to be off-road and whatever. See you, Matt Harris.
Yeah. Take it easy, Matt. So I really, the freestyle RC, axles.
Yep.
I've never seen them in person, but being a machine guy, like super appreciating this kind of stuff, those things are like, those would be like the unicorn build for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I bought axles like that and put it on a truck, it's way overkill for anything I would ever need, but
They're thick, man.
dude, they look so
They're
rad.
so thick, yeah.
Yeah, they look super rad.
One
But
square, people are like, it's not scale. It's like, it wasn't about scale. It was about being the most durable
yeah,
axles out there. You know, like it's just straight strength and
right.
and mountability. So being flat allows you to put all those angle brackets
I
on
love that.
links all over the place.
Yeah. I love the idea of like those little brackets and screwing parts to it. It's freaking awesome.
Race tuned, you know. So
Yeah.
they run the Traxxas Revo diffs, super durable diff, and have had zero issues with driveline. I haven't thought about it since I put them in.
That's rad.
So
anyway, so you're going out there.
The rod ends. So you're gonna go out there and race buggy, 2-wheel drive buggy, and then monster truck. He's doing a whole day of they're doing on-road, off-road, and monster truck racing all in one day.
Crazy.
April 30th. So if you don't have plans April 30th, people, come to Wisconsin, Freestyle RC. They're going to do a big day. Although not too many people come because they might not be able to get all the racing done.
I know. It's like I'm flying out to Wisconsin
in a day. But yeah, so I can't wait to get my bug yet. I haven't driven it in months since I moved.
Yeah.
I have a low C22. And I actually bought a low C22 dirt clay that's just like it. It's a roller. It's like ready to go. And it's still in the freaking box because I haven't had time to put electronics in it. Because everything here is clay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that, and then Monster Jam World Finals.
Yeah.
So there's big stuff for that. It's the 40th anniversary of Gravedigger. There's going to be tons of Gravedigger RC monster trucks on display. There's going to be freestyle racing both days for pit party, I believe.
That's
There's
awesome.
2 days of racing. Basically, you do it one whole day, and then you go back, fix everything, come back out and do it again. Racing and freestyle. So I got a hotel room, got a flight. I can only take, it's going to be tough. I'm going to be mooching off of people because like for tools and stuff, because there's only so much for weight reasons I can carry with me.
Right.
So I'll have like my Protec bag of stuff, some spare parts in a suitcase in the trucks, but for weight issues and, unless I ship it, but
you're like underwear that stays at home. I don't need any
luckily freestyle's going, so I'm just gonna be like, hey guys, bring Pro C stuff because I'm bringing my Pro C and I might be calling on you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
that's cool. Yeah, that
and we have going to another race, but I might be making it back. Things changed. I wasn't going to the No Limit World Finals in Virginia, which is my hometown.
Right.
Race at Digger's Dungeon. I wasn't planning to go there, but things might change, and I might be trying to squeeze it in.
Nice,
or at least part of it. I don't know.
When is that?
Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, okay,
so it's the week after the World Finals, which is why I wasn't going. Plus, it's my 20th wedding anniversary, so
20, whatever.
Yeah. So. We were supposed to be going on a trip, but COVID and all that killed it. And then we bought a boat, and that became our anniversary present to each other. So
sweet.
But yeah, so I might be. So since technically our anniversary falls midweek this time, and the event is after for the weekend, I might be able to make it down. Might. But we have family coming into town, and stuff. It would be sketchy to do it.
I'm gonna be like,
stuff, but
honey, you're getting an LMT for Christmas or for our anniversary.
So I'm trying to work it out. There's a lot of it's more like the 30% that I would make it. It was 0% until today.
Oh,
and now it's kind of bumped up to about 30 if some other stuff fall in place while I'm there. So
that's cool. We've got a couple cool events coming up. We've got the Hobby Expo. We have the Northwest Hobby Expo, which is pretty cool.
Where's that, in Seattle?
No, it's out here in Monroe at the fairgrounds.
Really?
Yeah. So we have it here once a year, twice a year, something like that. It's
How
a pretty
big? How many companies come to something like that, or is it more local?
yeah. It's
Hero?
all local groups, and there might be a couple
So it could
companies.
be anything from like a sewing hobby group to, or is
No,
it more trains?
it's all RC stuff.
All are.
So, well, last time they had a little train section, but it was all like drones. They had drone racing, they had turf racing, drift cars, um, an airplane chamber, a little bit of crawling, a lot of concourse. They had a bashing zone. It's a pretty cool event.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, it's not like Proline's going to be there or Element's going to be there.
Right.
Although I would be there representing Element if they wanted to, but it's not that big on the map, kind of a
Right.
thing.
How many people would you say come to something like that?
A lot, a few thousand. It's all weekend, so I think it's Friday.
That's a good amount of people.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but for sure Saturday, Sunday. And racing, so Die Hard RC, I was going to get on that in a second. They have a turf series that they're going to race there, and they generally get about 200 entries whenever they race. So at least those people, and then I mean, it's busy. It's pretty busy. So it's a pretty big event. So I got that coming up. We've got U4 at the end. Well, I don't know what's going on. Our club is in disarray, I would say. And I wouldn't say that in a bad way. The head guy stepped down after like 15 years of running the show. Stepped down, and he was the kind of guy that just kind of ran it all. There's a few other guys that helped out. So now it's like, yeesh, how are we going to do this? But we have U4 at the end of the month. We have Expo next weekend. And I think next weekend's also
So are you running the U4 now? Are you the new guy?
No.
Okay.
No. There's some things about the group that it's not that I don't agree with. I just think we could do differently, but it's not my place for it. I don't have pedigree there. And it's like one of the biggest thing is that they don't want to do sponsorships and
Or the events.
Yeah. And like the guy that did it was a saint of RC. I mean, the guy was awesome, but everything came out of his own pocket. And I'm like, dude, you can get people to pay for this stuff. Like, you want a lap counting system? I'll get you a lap counting system from someone. You know what I mean? Like, you want giveaway stuff for raffle.
Not beholden to them. You put up a banner or whatever. It's like,
yeah, and that's the thing. Like for me being in marketing, I know that I could write a contract that says, "Here's what you can expect of us. You're in or you're out." End of story. You know what I mean? Like, we put up a banner. We're not going to be
most people only want to know what they're going to get out of it. And that's the problem, is everybody wants to be sponsored, but nobody can quantify what that means for the company.
Right.
And so if you're able to do that for them, that helps you a lot.
Right. Yeah. And to me, it's like, there's a lot of things that you can do. The thing is, I'm just trying to take the burden off the people running it. Right.
Yeah.
Like, and at one time we had a club due, and then they took that away because they didn't want to get into taxes and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, this shouldn't come out of one person's pocket. Like, this is fun.
And if it all gets spent back, there shouldn't be much taxes to deal with anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So there's little stuff like that I would change. But like I said, it's not my place. So I'm not really pushing on that kind of stuff. But I've offered to help. Like, I offered to take over their Instagram account. I was like, hey, you want your Instagram account you want me to take it over? I'll take it over. Like, I'll post, I'll handle all that stuff. Because some traction would be better than no traction. So, little stuff like that. But so I'm interested to see where that goes. The people that will be taking it over are awesome people and then have experience in it. So I'm not worried about it, but I am not expecting some hiccups. So,
right.
I'm a realist when it comes to that. So we have that, but then Die Hard RC has an RC park here really close to me. And they came out with a thing that's saying what they're going to have at the park this year. And I'm pretty pumped because they're having an 8th scale track, which they always had, but they're also having once a month like a smash and bash or whatever they called it. So it's like basically run what you brung on the 8th scale track, and you can run short course, you can run whatever you want in this open class. And that's going to be a lot of fun because their track is awesome. But they have like a really good crawling course. They have a carpet track, an off-road carpet track, bunch of cool stuff. And they also said this year they're going to have sand drags. So nice. I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, time to build our sand drags. So
yes.
I kicked that into high gear.
Here. I need to get into that.
Oh, sweet. I didn't know they're racing in there.
Speaking of, there's sand dunes all over out here. Sweet. On the west coast of Michigan. Yeah, we got sand dunes, man.
Nice.
Yeah. So, in fact, we got huge ones that are probably only 45 minutes from my house.
Nice.
They do the sand drags in Muskegon, which is about 20 minutes from here.
Okay.
25. So, yeah, I don't have far to go to get to sand dunes.
Nice. That's awesome.
But, yeah, so that's something I'm looking at. Speaking of the Queen of the Streets, did you see that news? Yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. 80 miles an hour, something like that. Crazy.
What was it 1.6 run or something?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Stupid fast.
Yeah.
I don't have all the details up or even her name.
I don't remember. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty rad. That's Associate came out with a new mid-engined drag car too, which is pretty rad. I think that's pretty interesting. I'm not into the drag stuff yet. I mean, I've got that DR10 kit, but I got it in the idea that I'm going to make a sand drag car out of it. But yeah, that was cool. I saw that and I showed my daughter immediately. I was like, check this out. And she's like, awesome.
20K, man. It's insane.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's like Price is Right money. How much do you get taxes? I know. Yeah. I know. It's like
speaking of Silver Lake. That's it. Everyone's talking about Silver Lake Dunes.
Well, so the other thing about
45 minutes from here, I think, to the Silver Lake Sand Dunes, 30 to 45.
So, okay. So if she wins, she won this event, right? How much do you think she gets in endorsements after winning something like that?
I don't know. Do RC companies pay endorsement?
Well, I just mean like
just products.
Products is what I mean. Like, do you think that people are being like, "Oh, here's a"?
I'm sure everybody wants her running their stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, run our chassis here. Try this chassis.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
You think so?
Some people do get pay, and if there's enough money in it, then it might even be something where there would be.
Well, I think that's the difference between having a marketing mind and I don't know her, so I can't say if she does or not, but I just mean like that's the difference between having a marketing mind and not. Like if I won a race that got me $20,000 and then I had all these people knocking out my door, I'd be like, you want me to run this chassis? Here's a contract. What do you want me to do? You know what I mean? Like I'll take this and that. And that sounds okay. That sounds very facetious, but at the same time, you and I know if we get behind something like that, it's like videos, editing, graphics, all the time that goes into it. It's not just like, oh, look, I got this, it's like there's a lot that goes into that kind of a thing. So, but it's not like I'm getting paid by I'm getting paid in dividends, I would say, not in money. But that was my whole goal. My whole goal when I got started kind of like taking off and this kind of stuff was I just want to have enough perks where I can build a car a quarter. That's it.
Yeah.
I've hit that goal.
Nice.
I'm blessed about it, but I like it. So
yeah, I mean, I know there's some people that make some money doing it, but from companies. The only time that I've gotten any money is if I actually straight up legit make a video for them.
Right.
And it's their videos. They're basically paying me as a video producer to make the video.
Sure.
But even then, it's not very often. It's like, hey, here's a couple cars.
Yeah.
Video for us.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, a lot of them, I just get a car and I just make the video for myself and post it.
Yeah.
And then I can make, because if I make the video and it's for their site, I get nothing for it. I don't even get ad money for it,
Right.
Which, let me tell you guys, is like $30 if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Ad money on that video. It's in doing a lot of them that you might make a little bit of money, but it's in the whole portfolio of videos is what it ends up being for YouTube.
Right.
Like the only reason it makes any money for me a month is because I have 1,000 videos online that are all getting viewed. Like that newest video that I put out, whatever it may be. Let me look at my newest video recently here, and even say, just for people that are curious, I did want to say though, the small crawlers SCX24, racing, we don't go by time, we go by points. And I like it because the point system is even smaller. As far as like, it's not as complicated as others.
when you're talking about seeing how many views or whatever, it's like that audio that's on people's reels, like, oh, did you say something about flex? Like, yeah. I'm like, hey Tony, my second to last video has 39 views on YouTube.
Okay. So probably my top grossing one, and it's not even from now, it's the SCX6, the original launch video for it. So the last 30 days, $24.
Nice.
The video. So
that's cool though, man. I mean,
but it takes a lot of those to add up to if you're thinking of what you would need to make in a month, $24 is all of that video made. So if I were to make a video for somebody,
that's over time, $24.
That's for this month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But what people don't see is how much work goes into what you do, Tony.
Right.
Like I know, and I don't even do a fraction of the kind of work that you do when it comes to, your production.
The podcast makes me nothing. That's just because people want it. Right. So there's zero, and it doesn't get me any people reaching out to me about reviewing stuff or.
Sure.
So it's really tough to make it.
Well, all these things are like.
So that's why it gets dropped off first, because it doesn't make any. Like if it's a choice of like, I need to edit this video because I need something that'll make me maybe 10 extra bucks this month. And that's what it comes down to, is like, because certain videos, they fall off. And so if you're not putting out the ones that just make you maybe that $10 a month to kind of add that to it, it's crazy. But you're thinking how much time you put into it for $10 for the video, shooting it, the part. I mean, you're barely making parts back on it.
Yeah.
And then, it's a hustle, man, if you really want to do it. So you need the big numbers if you want to be making it.
Like the saying goes, Tony, pimping ain't easy.
Yeah. You need to get a bigger pimp.
When I was in college, we used to, I was an RA, and we would go door to door, knocking on doors saying, hey, we're having, blah, 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 and having pizza in the lounge. And when we would go and talk to our staff about it, we'd call it pimping the program. So we'd walk down, we'd be like, time to pimp the program. And we'd walk down and pimp it out, man. That's all it was.
Yeah, it's not as easy as people think. I mean, certain people are making tons of money doing it. Don't get me wrong. There's smaller channels than mine that probably make more money than mine does.
Yeah. Based
on how the algorithms and all that work. And how many ads they put through a video. I don't have mine. I finally went and watched some of them. And it's just an intro ad, I think. Yeah. Except maybe the lives, they might do more. But I tried to go back in and change that because people were complaining about how many ads there were in the live.
Oh.
But in doing that, it means I make less money per video.
Sure.
If because I've watched where it's like a 10-minute video has 3 ads in it, and you're like,
how's the Facebook thing going?
It's all right-ish. Yeah, I don't think they'll have me do it again because it's not making them any money. Because the whole point is to have there's a whole thing where people can click and donate. Basically, like they're trying to do the
super chat
type thing.
Yeah.
And so there's like these stars or something you can do.
Huh. Bulgir saying his best video did 237 lifetime. See, to me, like I said, for me, all I wanted to do is get enough perks where I could build a truck, and I was happy with it. There was a time where with this monster truck comp that I was like, what's in it for me? Because that's the biggest time suck that I have. And that's twice a year. And that's like graphics, talking to companies, managing two different chats and blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. And I was like, what's in it for me? And, last time Black Market was awesome and sent out that chassis that I'm just now getting to. But for the most part, there's nothing in it for, it's like, it's fun for me, which I'm not complaining about. But at the same time, it's like, oh, it's a lot of work for that kind of stuff. But, that's for me, that's what it's all about. It's just kind of getting into it.
It never was for me about making money. It was about making the hobby grow and people realize how much fun there is. And I could technically step back from it now because there's enough channels showing the fun that you can have in the hobby. If I wanted, but I am having fun with it. It has become like over time where it's made some money. And so it's just like, but now I'm trying to figure out how to do other things, whether it's working with companies to make a video or you've got some parts. Oh, also mail haul. This is something new.
Ooh, that's cool.
That's going to be different than the other ones on the market. And so it's taking a little time. And so at this point, this was my test one to make sure everything worked to snuff. And I've been using it like crazy. People may see it in videos if they pay attention. But
does it have an 050 on it?
Shh. No, it doesn't actually. It does not have an 050 in it. It has a 1.27 because they don't number it 050. I couldn't get them to. But they're like, "Oh, you mean a 1.3?" I'm like, "No, it's not 1.3."
Did I stutter?
They're like 1.27. I'm like, let's see. And it is a 1.27 is a 050. So it's going to be very handy for mini crawler people to keep in their pocket.
Yeah. I like how it says, ooh, the Tony tool.
It has a 4mm in it as well for the wheel nut, but it actually also has the Element RC. It has a Phillips head small. It has 4 more bits that aren't here. A 5.5. It's basically 1.27, 1.5, 2.0, 2.5, 3.0 millimeter hexes, and then it's going to have.
Wait, are they double-sided?
No, they're in. So that's the other thing, and this is the thing I haven't tested because to have a sample made was like half the price of just getting 150 of them made. So I just said, all right, do it. So I'm having a baggie that they're all going to come in. So I'm going to have to repackage everything when they come in. But it has 4 more bits.
Dude, I tell you, that's awesome.
You just grab this and go.
That's awesome because I take my Reefs out, but Reefs doesn't have the small one. So I always take my tiny factory team one and just bring it with me in my little Reefs package, but it's like a loose floater. You know what I mean?
In the Reefs one, or is it a?
No, it doesn't fit.
1/4 inch. It doesn't even fit in the end because mine are quarter. This isn't 1/4 inch either. Yeah, I tried to get that and they couldn't understand the. Yeah. So for now, but honestly, the 1/4 inch ones makes the whole handle bigger. And for working with the minis, and actually, this is a great size, and it spins your hand well. And so, yeah.
And for me, most of the time when I'm working on minis, I just use my fingers anyway.
Yeah.
Like
so I have set up. I pretty much because I just want to be able to stick it in my pocket and go to the course. Like this is all I have to worry about.
Right.
And I can go do mini comp and I can fix any little screws that are coming out, whatever, quickly. I can take off my wheel, retighten stuff because I usually do my wheels loose so that they don't bind.
If you can make that into a vape pen, that would be pretty sweet too.
Totally. My wife, like I'm carrying it and she's like, It totally looks like a vape pen. I'm like,
Get your
you're right.
Jinko jeans on,
It
vape
totally
pen.
looks like
That'd
a
be
vape pen.
sweet.
So this is part of the reason why I did the logo.
Yeah.
Is for things that need the narrow. So that's another way that I'll be trying to do some supplementing.
That's
so
cool, man.
I don't have
Well, see, that's one of the things that I found a couple of the guys that do like the I don't know if it's team associated or if it's just Element, but do graphics. And I've wanted to like, because I was, when you like lurk people and you're kind of like watching from the shadows and you're like, I know who you are, but I want to see how to get in on that gig because I think that would be cool. Like if I could get in with someone designing graphics, and I'm kind of like a bespoke graphic guy for. I've done stuff for reefs and I do stuff for scale metal supplies and I do, like I dig that kind of stuff. That's the kind of thing I dig. So if I could do that and trade for RC stock,
yeah,
that's I enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. The whole video thing is if I wanted to do more with it, it just has to have more income because it's getting tough to find the time to keep up and do and maintain and all that with all the RCs and
well, and that's
the 4 pieces that I need the baggie to hold, and it'll hold this. So I get it all measured out and logoed up, and
nice.
The baggie will have my other logo, but yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, see, that's the hard thing for me right now is because I help with these other graphics packages, and I'm getting products in return. So like I did the instruction booklet for the Spec RC wheels. I laid out all the graphics for that and edited his logo and stuff like that. But the hard thing is that it's hard for me to quantify that versus work money. So, because if I had the same layout work money, I would charge more than it would cost for a set of wheels for that. But it's fun. It's a different change of pace for me. And it's, but it's hard to like squeak that in on a lunch, or it takes me 3 times as long as it would if I had it on the books in the shop where I'd be like, okay, I've got to sit down and draw so.
Well, people don't realize so I went to sleep like right before this to try and rest because the night before I was up editing until 3 a.m. and had to get up and that was after we had a power outage the day before, so I didn't get the full sleep that day. I had to wake up and get generators running and covered and all that. People stinking drive crazy and hit the poles out here. Second time in like 2 months, knocked out power by somebody hitting a pole. Which I mean, I'm sure it injured them. So I don't want to be like they had a bad day. They had a worse day than I did. But so then so I got I've been getting 5 hours. 5 hours is about typical for me for sleep.
Yeah.
And so I was crashing tonight at about 7:30, and I was like, I'm gonna sleep for an hour or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, because after this, I've still got a video I need to edit on this truck. And I still actually need to shoot more, I think, for it, unfortunately. And then I got products I have that are new that are coming out that I have back there that I got to do a video on. Just small thing like a charger. And then yeah, I mean, it's just trying to keep up. It isn't as glamorous as people think. And then I'm doing all this work and trying to avoid going to Poland. I have 2 companies want me to go to Poland for Ukraine stuff, and
Poland's not bad.
I want to, but I don't want to, because I have so much going on right now that it's just tough to leave.
I hear they have outstanding hot dogs there.
Yeah, but they're still making people wear masks and stuff.
What?
Yeah. So Psycho wants me to get rid of the bumper on this. It does stick out quite a ways.
On what car?
On this. The bumper sticks out quite far.
Oh.
But it's a good tie-off for my I don't know why they make them so long. I guess we could put a winch on, but nobody makes a winch for them. So why would you make it that? Doesn't make sense, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe the LED lights are so long that they needed to have room to set in. So, but yeah, so I picked up a couple more of these for my boys so that they'd stop taking mine.
Yeah, I saw that they're getting more into that, which is awesome.
Yep. So kids are getting into it. We've had a lot of RC fun this week.
That's great, man.
And so that's been fun. But these aren't cheap. So people that think that I'm all in because Furitek just sends me everything. Nope. I just bought 2 of these at $55 each.
Oof.
So, but they're awesome. They're so good. And I don't want them to keep taking mine. That's the main thing.
Let's be honest. You just bought them so that the hobby shop wouldn't have stock for other people to compete with you.
Well, I did say that. That was part of the reason. There'll be less people getting them. They handle so good.
Yeah.
But it means I'm going to have to get new tires because they're going to all want those RC 4-wheel drive mud basher tires, I think is what I read.
Mudslingers?
Mudslingers. They're going to want mudslingers like mine has.
Yeah.
And they're going to want brushless, and they're going to want, I mean, because this chassis is made for the Komodo, so it needs to get a Komodo put in it.
Have you mounted your little guy tires yet?
No.
Bro.
They're waiting. I don't know which truck to put them on. I'm probably going to put them on my green.
Do it. Because what are you waiting for? Do it, because as soon as you put that on those brass wheels, you're going to be like, why did I wait? Like,
okay. I'll put them on. Reefs 99 winch. Yes, but it doesn't fit on the bumper full gear.
Yeah, it's not very scale. Where's your sound drop? That's not scale.
Oh, yeah.
Not scale.
Shoot.
That's not scale.
I didn't have the volume turned up on it.
Yeah.
Jeff Walter, that's awesome. Tony, love watching your videos. Peter just joined us, says, has anyone confirmed the Prisma is monster truck? I think it's April Fool's. But I hear you smell it. But I have actually heard somebody say that the Charisma would be perfect for making a monster truck from. Somebody that sold me what's it called? Vacuum former.
Oh.
One of the people I talked to in that whole process was the one telling me about. So I was telling him what I was planning to do with it.
Yeah.
And so he was talking about all of that, and he's more connected in the whole industry, and he was mentioning that would be the perfect.
If that one, if that rally car that Charisma makes has open diffs
that fit into the axles,
that would be something.
That's what I've heard.
Pretty amazing.
Because we don't want the locked ones in these; they're too squirrely.
Right.
So yeah.
Did I show you?
Dirk, I do want to put them on the Creep. That's what I want to put on. You can see I put scramblers on this, and it actually I like it now after I drove it. So the video coming for this is going to look good.
Did I show you the livery I put on there?
No.
So speaking of custom made parts,
that's your Losi?
Uh-huh.
No, you haven't showed me that.
Yeah, so
is that the one that's on your Instagram though? Nope.
Which one?
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I put this on Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I made
as the Baja Ray.
Yeah, I made these out of aluminum and put my stickers on them.
Now the one Amigo stickers, it's 11. Send it, Amigo.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because those look like the old number 1 stickers you could get at the gas station, and they had like a
for Harley.
Is that what they were? They had a shine to them. They were almost like chrome.
Yeah, Harley Davidson.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's the first time, or Evel Knievel. I'm pretty sure it was Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
But yeah, yep. So I just put on there.
Now the Hoonigan sticker, did you make that yourself, or did you get that from Hoonigan?
Of course I made it myself.
Okay, you can make everything. You're a maker. Do you have a maker bot or whatever those were where you can like engrave? Remember when those were coming out? Those little, they look like a Cricut machine but bigger, and you could put like a laptop in it and it would laser engrave in them. What was that called? You got to keep smelling that tire.
No, I feel bad because this is very like, I don't have that, but I have a 5x10 CNC router / plasma table.
Oh, nice.
So
you can cut out your own body panels and
yeah, like prototype my own parts and Then the 3D printer. The 3D printer I run is an Ender 3 Pro,
Okay.
which you should have got.
It's not a printer. It's
I know what you're talking about.
something Forge or
Yeah,
something.
Filter Forge. It's a laser etcher. So the new Ender 3, no, is it Ender 3? I think it's an Ender 3 Pro S1. Has a laser attachment to it now.
Glowforge is what I'm thinking of.
Glowforge. Yeah, Filter Forge, that's something else.
Yeah, Glowforge is a 3D laser printer, cut, engrave, etch on wood, leather, acrylic, and more. So you could do acrylic panels and stuff, but not. It's more of an etcher.
Yeah.
Who needs that junk? You have a plasma cutter.
Take it easy, Bulgari. Yeah. I mean,
thanks for the vinyl stickers. Awesome work on these. I got to find out a link to send people to get these because these are awesome.
Super rad. Did he buy a printer?
Yeah, he can make stickers, shirts.
What printer did he
make? Really cool.
Did he get an Epson?
Vinyl printer cutter.
Yeah, is it an Epson or a Roland? I don't know.
He would have to answer that.
Yeah. Epson makes a cool printer cutter. Roland or HP actually makes a good one too.
HP makes one too.
Yeah.
I know JP Scale Graphics just upped his game.
Yeah.
He's going to be doing his own print stuff. He got the Roland.
Okay.
That's what he got.
Yep. I saw the Roland. It's a
very nice machine.
That's a prosumer, higher than prosumer machine if you got the Roland. So we thought about getting a wide form or large format printer, but I sub it out. I have some homies that do all my printing. So
like the banner behind you?
Yes. I was like, what banner behind me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
The gearhead.
Yep. My Halo.
Yeah.
Yep. So I get all, and that's how I did. Like my Nomad, that wrap.
Yeah. The wrap on that's awesome. So is that a wrap too?
Yep. This is a wrap.
Okay.
So it's hard to see for you right now, but there's like distress texture on it and stuff like that. So,
oops, wrong person.
Let's see if I can get it closer. That's hard to see. It's blown out.
Yeah.
But it's more distressed looking.
There's more detail on it than we're seeing. It looks really cool though.
Thanks, man. So I'm excited to get that. I'm gonna try to sneak away tomorrow and go do some running with that. We have a little bit of sand by a little man-made lake. I don't want to be the guy that walks out there with a rake and an RC car, but I might be that guy.
You're
tomorrow.
Gonna be.
Yeah.
Just to try and get footprints out of it, or
no, it's a bank. So and I just want to carve like a flat spot because I did something to the suspension that I want to see if I launch it, if it'll just like drop out as I'm going.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
That'd be cool. I can't believe the time that Big America puts into going to the beach and making the little jumps and stuff. I know he's got to build that when he goes.
Yeah.
Hopefully he gets a month worth of content every time he goes.
I'm sure he does.
I
feel bad. I'm gonna stop talking trash about him. I feel and and I know, but I don't know if everyone here knows that we're all homies. And I'm not just poking fun at him. I'm not like hating on Big America.
I didn't feel any hate in that. I mean, I'm sure he gets a ton of content when he goes because
no. I'm not talking about you. I'm saying about me when I'm always bashing him about.
And other times, yeah. But we all like to poke fun at each other. That's half the fun.
I know, but like what I'm saying, like most of the people that I'm pointing to the comments here.
Yes.
Most of the people that are in here don't know the relationship that we have with Big.
Yeah, we have love for him. And that's what I was joking with the biggest America.
Yeah.
Earlier. He makes the coolest monster truck videos on Instagram. So
yeah,
and arguably anywhere for RC stuff. So
arguably, yeah. No, just kidding.
Well, I mean, there's Trigger King, so there's different, but like for those short freestyle runs, like some of the stuff that he's doing,
very much so first to market on that stuff. Yeah, and the pioneer, I would say the pioneer. Not to discredit what you were doing with monster truck stuff, or what you do with monster truck stuff, but he was very
with the sound effects and he made it more realistic.
Yeah.
His
was
posting up stuff.
Psycho Garage says, I heard it. Pablo hates America. You know what's funny? So after that Cracker Jane thing came out, we're sitting there and we're eating Wendy's, right? Because we're right before a meeting, and I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? And my wife's like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I'm gonna find people that want to invest, and I'm gonna call it Mall of America, not Mall of America, and it's just gonna be like all America, like no PC, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, like just
yee.
Like it's just gonna be
Old school signage, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, that's just all it's gonna be. And people can take
It's more mainstream than you know. You wouldn't believe it based on what you see on TV, but it's more mainstream than you know.
Yeah.
More people, I think, are normal than not. They make you think that everybody's not normal when you watch the news.
Oh,
even just television shows what they're trying to make normal look like.
That was the thing that we were talking about. And the way I put it, and I felt like, you know, when you say something, you're like, why is this so hard? I was like, we're in a society today where people can handle it, right? So we don't have to be force feeding it to people. Like, let's just all be like, it's like a semi-pro, like everyone love everyone, right? Like, let's just go move forward. We don't have to have an agenda on stuff. I don't care. Like, I accept you.
Most of the people that say everyone, like, love everybody, are the first ones to say, I don't care what your opinion is. I don't want to hear it. And shut you down. Like,
yeah.
Well, not that. Like, we mean everybody that's, you know, that's PC, you know.
Right. Yeah, I'm not about the PC. Whatever.
But Dirk hates you, apparently.
I saw that. Yeah. Obviously.
No love from Dirk.
I know. I'm just gonna like
Dirk's one of the people, like, for sure. Like, he gets the whole poking fun. All we do nonstop is poke fun at each other.
Good.
And that's what makes us friends.
Yeah.
Sarcasm.
Sarcasm. No.
What good is it?
I know.
Twitter may become more normal again.
Now that Elon's getting buying that bad boy.
I was laughing about him wanting to do something new. I'm like, why is he poking his head in here? And then I'm like, oh, okay, no, that got real. That got real very, very quickly.
Yeah.
He does not mess around. No. That is not one guy that messes around.
Oh, that's, you know, it's
not like 100% on board everything Elon Musk, but he doesn't mess around.
Yeah.
But and the thing is, like, you know, I don't know. I'm more for, like, I'm all for having everybody have an opinion. Even the fact check stuff is, like, dumb. It's like, well, people need to be able to figure stuff out. You know, otherwise they're going to get mistreated their whole lives. If they're not always going to have YouTube and Twitter in there fact checking everybody that they come across in life to make sure that they don't get taken advantage of.
Right.
If they can start to figure out what's real and what's not for themselves.
Yeah.
My goodness gracious. Like, let the opinions be heard, man.
Right. It's funny. Today we were.
Oh no, that wasn't me condoning us being friends, Dirk. We're not friends.
Today at our kids'
my
school.
phone number, so he's
no,
up there a little bit.
At my kids' school today, they had a discipline seminar today on how to discipline your child. And I was like, I told my wife, and I go, unless they tell me I can smack my kid, I'm not going. Like, it's like, I'm not, you know, unless I get the green light on that, I'm out. Like, I got it. Like, I got this, you know? Like,
yeah. I was always like, you know, well, my kids are going to public school. They're going to do whatever. Like, and they did in Virginia. And then once all this stuff happened with the COVID and they were going to make them all wear masks, we're like, nope.
Yeah.
And then everything else that's going down with it, and now being in Michigan too, it's like, yeah, we might just keep doing this homeschool thing a little longer. We're not like the homeschool type. We've always kind of been like their homeschool, like, you know, like it's always
100%. Yeah.
And not to make, you know, not
totally. And there's a stigma about that.
And that's the other thing. Like, call it how you see it. Like,
the
whole thing too, even at airports, like, some people look like they might blow up a plane and others don't. You know, it's just if your instincts don't guide you, then what does?
Right.
Like, if you have to ignore it because it just seems wrong, it just is so weird. Anyway, so same thing. Like, it's like, yep. But so now we're in that game. Like,
yeah,
this isn't RC related, but it's funny. It's just societal related. And honestly, like, of my Facebook friends, I go back and look at all my friends, whatever, on my regular page. I align with RC people way more than I align with the people
I know
that are in my normal Facebook feed anymore. I'm like, I'm with the RC people. They get it, man.
Yeah.
They understand what's going on.
It's funny because I actually strive to not be the stereotypical private Christian school family. Like, we're very involved, and our kids are hardcore about it. But like, I'm like, my kids listen to like techno music and like, but I mean like world music, you know what I mean? And like, we listen to like AC/DC. Like, my kids know all this kind of music and all this art and popular culture art and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, we're not going to be, we go to movies, we go, you know, like, I try not to shelter my kids so much, but I definitely don't want them to have that stigma when they're out in the world that they're, you know, like, and I've seen it, you know, I've coached kids for a long time, and I've always had that kind of thing about like, oh, you're one of those, and like, and it's not in a bad way. It's just like, okay, you know, so.
But. No, and it's not all kids. Like, so there's some that totally, that dress like just the way that they dress, and then whatever. It's like, okay, pretty obvious, I would guess. If I were to have to choose, I would say 90% homeschool. But there's other ones that are homeschooled and you would never know it.
Yeah.
You know, but there's the ones that definitely they give that stigma, or they're the that look that when you see it, you know it.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, they're whatever, the 20%. But when you see that 20%, you know, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be. So my kids just look like they rolled out of bed most days right now.
Yeah.
So like PJ pants on and a t-shirt through school and whatever. But
I'll have to send you a song. I don't remember who he sang a Chick-fil-A song, and he sang a homeschool song, but he's on Apple, and it's hilarious. My kids love it.
Oh, you sent me the Chick-fil-A song.
Yeah, there's a different one. This guy's different.
One?
Yeah, there's a different one that's even better. So it's pretty funny. But my kids love it. So they're all cracking up about it. But like, for instance, my kids are rapping Kanye, like, you know, like, but Sunday service choir Kanye, but still, it's like, they get it. You know what I mean? They're not like but it's pretty.
My kids my one son likes classical music, and I refuse to listen to it with him. I just can't. And I had a music degree, and I just can't. I don't like it.
Really?
Oh no,
man! I jam.
However, I love the NF classical vibes in the rap music.
Mm-hmm.
But I like words, and so for stuff to not have word, and I don't like the super vibrato classical type singing.
Yeah.
So in fact, I remember one time as a kid getting in a lot of trouble because we were at this Baptist church for this singer lady that came in, and it's a long pew, you know, like. And she's singing like in the vibrato and like Latin and all this, and I just start like laughing, like just like shaking. And my brother sees me and he starts to, you know, it's not out loud, but next thing you know, we're just kind of rocking and the whole pew is just shaking, and like the people down are like looking over at us, and my mom was so embarrassed.
Sunday hat style pews too.
Man. Oh yeah, like the big long ones, and the whole thing's just rocking and like bouncing, and it's like, oh my gosh, so much trouble for that. But yeah, no. So I mean, I like all kinds of music, and I'll listen to it, but it's not my favorite. But yeah, my boys are doing punk rock or the NF if it's rap stuff.
Yeah.
And you know that the producer for NF stuff, Tommy Prophet, went to our little small high school up here in Michigan.
Yeah.
And that's what actually got me into it when I saw on his Instagram, like these platinum record. I'm like, what the crap's he doing to get a platinum record?
Yeah.
And then I started listening. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's legit. And then
I
wasn't big into rap, you know, but we have Eminem and that up here, and NF's kind of got that vibe, like that angry.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like rapper kind of sound, and his rhymes. I dig his beats for sure.
Well, and that's what I like about music like that, is that it's like, it's very, and when people don't understand about hip hop and rap and stuff like that, is that when they link their writing together so well, it's like a whole other level. Like it's
Yeah.
a whole other level. Like the music,
Plus
I
the
can't.
choirs and stuff that he throws in, and the like
Yeah,
the beat,
yeah,
like that Tommy throws in is pretty
yeah.
wicked.
See
You
the
didn't miss much, Monster Jam fans Europe. We kind of got into like politics. Now we're talking Kanye and rap music for some reason. Totally unrelated. We were talking about homeschoolers. We were stereotyping for a second.
Yeah, yep. See, I can't. The
Old
one,
school hip hop was still untouchable. Run
yes, sir.
DMC back in the day.
Oh, I'm thinking Nas, all that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I'm all about that jam. Old school Outcast. Oh yes, yeah. Goody
I
Mob.
was just thinking Young MC the other day because I was looking up
Ooh,
ice makers. And I was looking for
bust
the
a
little
move.
cubes.
Yeah, you were
Bust a
busting a
move.
move.
So there
Yeah,
was this ice maker that had this tune, and it was totally bust a move. And I'm sitting there like thinking, and they're looking at me like, "What are you talking about?" And so then I pull up the music video. This is literally 2 weekends ago.
yeah,
I was over in
yeah,
Detroit when I was doing the night before I did the Tiny Build It, the
yeah,
Tiny Gap It run. I was
yeah.
doing bust a move in the living room of my brother-in-law's house on my phone with them, and they thought I was crazy looking at $400 ice cube makers that make the
Yeah.
little square like Sonic ice.
Oh
We were
yeah,
trying to find something that wasn't $400 that would make that kind of ice, but
that's
yeah.
funny. Bubbles is
Two
talking to
Live
Live
Crew,
Crew.
right?
Yep.
Two Live Crew.
That's Miami bass style. Yep. I know all that about that for sure.
What was
Yes.
the guy that was with Two Live Crew? Easy E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was more West Coast. Two Live Crew is more East Coast.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm oh yeah, I'm all about it. The thing I can't get down with though, I cannot get down with anything country. Like I'm all America, but I cannot get down with country
Yeah.
at all. Zero.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
like zero. Absolutely not. I just can't
I
do
was
it.
that way. I was that way until I had a pool, and it was like great pool music.
No.
So it started with who was that it started with?
Psycho Garage says, I could see you with parachute pants. I had parachute pants with tiger, like face tiger prints on them. They were hot, dude. DMX, Onyx. Oh, yeah. I'm all about the Slam. That was a good album.
Oh
Everyone
man,
hates country until you blacked out drunk. So, okay. So let's get to that. So I went to a college town that was a very country college town. And they would play country music in the McDonald's. And I was like, can't do it. Like I'm out. Like we were famous for our rodeo in our state I couldn't do it. Nope. Like okay. So that's the thing.
So I got into Zach Brown band, which was very kind of like island style country. And then from that, it got into like all the drinking songs that were funny. And then it was like Morgan Wallen, who then got like totally cut off because of what he said, which I agree. Like,
so
there should be some reprimand. They shouldn't have totally like everybody cut him like they did, but
yeah,
that's a whole different thing.
Bone Thugs, Swizz Beats. So okay,
yeah.
So for like country, the only country that I can marginally get down with is like Johnny Cash, like old school country,
So
almost bluegrass.
Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash.
Yeah. Merle Haggard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like those, that style is what I could actually get down with.
Coulter Wall, look him up.
Coulter Wall.
No, yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to show you the video that you need to watch right after this. Because you're gonna go mad when you see it.
Yeah.
So
did you hear
seen this? You could totally leave this. It's called The Devil Wears a Suit and Tie. I'm gonna mute for a second here.
Did you hear the Joe Rogan where they were talking about Little Richard and what that Tutti Frutti song originally lyrics were?
No,
it was just a couple episodes ago. It was hilarious. I was like, wow, that's different.
So this guy, if you like Johnny Cash, this young little dude here, when you hear him sing, it's gonna blow your mind. This skinny little guy with his guitar that's tuned down and like the strings are slapping, and he's playing a kick drum with his foot. Gonna blow your mind.
Huh.
The Devil Wears a Suit and Tie. Somebody showed this to me on a shoot, and I was like, "What the crap?" You know, like, no way that's coming from that guy.
Psycho Garage says, "Do you know who played backup guitar for Little Richard?" Is this like a dad joke, or
it sounds like it's a dad joke? It's dark. It's got to be a dad joke. I don't have much hope for where this is going.
I know, right? Oh man, that's funny. I'm waiting for this reply. Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, really?
Seriously.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's not a joke.
Actually, I think because I'm from Seattle, and Hendrix and Bruce Lee are from out here, so better watch out.
So here are my my country music playlists that I don't ever play except for in the summer. No Iron Beer, Whiskey Glasses, which is funny. It's all about putting on whiskey glasses, you know. And America by Granger Smith, which is a YouTube guy.
Yeah, I know that song.
Yeah. And he does another one called Don't Tread on Me, and another one about a Prius getting stuck in the mud. Any of his are funny.
I can't do it.
That's Why We Drink. Yeah. Beer Never Broke My Heart. Fix a Drink. I can't do that, but I can fix a drink. It's all these things he can't do, but he can fix a drink. It's just funny.
See, that's a
Buy
thing.
Me a Boat. You know, it's all just like kind of like, I can't take it serious, but I can laugh at like their drinking songs, country drinking songs.
I don't know why. Like, I am so down with, like, if I could move to Texas, or if I could live in a country kind of environment, Louisiana, something like that, I'd be all about it. But
yeah,
I just
doesn't make sense, dude. You get beat up in Washington State if you listen to country music. I would feel like
no. There's a lot of country music out here.
No, grunge music started in Washington. They can't allow any other music to be from there.
There's a lot of country music out here. Yeah, and that's why I'm like, I can't do it. So downtown Seattle at the McDonald's by the Space Needle, they used to have they have a lot of crime down there still, but back in like the 90s when there was a lot of crime down there, they used to play country music over the speakers outside to deter people from hanging out around the McDonald's. But there's a lot of country music out here. We have big country music festivals. Yeah.
Nope. Yeah. Define Us, Howling at the Moon, the song that I intro for my RC Conspiracies. That's a great song. Monster Jam Fans Europe.
I heard that song. There's a commercial. I don't know if it's Honda. Someone's using that song now too.
Really?
Yeah, I saw it on a commercial.
It's a legit song. It should be.
It's good. Yeah.
It should be big time.
But that's not country.
No. No. Well, the country that I do is like the most like stereotypical of it at this point nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the
with your Trulies. Country with your Trulies and your White Claw.
Yeah, that's totally what it is. So when I was in college, I dated a girl that loved country music, and I absolutely abhorred it. I was in punk bands and stuff, and like not a chance.
Guy liner. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, hated country music. And I had to go to like George Strait with her and to the Dixie Chicks. Got in trouble because some dude made me like, he's like, hey dude, check this out, and gave me his binoculars. And we were at the Dixie Chicks, and that wasn't that was frowned upon by the girlfriend at the time.
What?
Dixie Chicks.
Oh, come on.
Whatever. She liked country. It wasn't going anywhere. So yeah, Faith Hill. It was awful. Stuff like, but the funny stuff I can take, like, so you know, I think those Peyton Manning and what's his name commercials are some of the great ones.
Brad Paisley.
Like,
yeah,
so yeah, he was kind of my ease into country music was Brad Paisley, because he could play, like he could throw down some serious riffs, but and then from that, anything funny I could handle.
There's a fine line between blues bluegrass.
You guys like RC cars, Black Phantom Radio Control? Not as much as Pablo likes country music, so I guess not very much.
As an ice cold truly, and maybe some Buble water.
I got my LaCroix up here.
LaCroix. Oh,
yeah. Oh. So new ones. I mean, we're just kind of BSing at the end here, but
yeah.
More monster trucks to come.
What's on? Oh, well, there's a lot more monster trucks to come.
Yeah, you know my musical taste based on the music I put in most of my videos. It's gonna be rock and roll.
See, I think people are probably like, "Who is this guy?" Like, because the music that I put in my videos for Instagram is all over the charts.
Yeah,
like,
mine is too, actually.
Like, it's
I do it based on what it's gonna be about. Like, so if there's a boat one, I just type in boat and see what songs come up and start playing them. And then if there's a funny boat like song, I'll play it with it. I don't know, because comedy usually wins for me.
Psycho Garage said your favorite band ever, MXPX.
It is.
I know. Yeah, there it is, right there.
Dude, did you hear their Christmas song this year?
No, you told me about it, but I don't think I heard it.
Hold Your Tongue and Say Apple.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The whole thing is, you've been an asshole for most of your life. All I want for Christmas is for you to be nice. And that's just the whole refrain. They just keep saying that. It's hilarious.
That's awesome.
But
monster trucks, real quick, probably before we shut it down, because we've been on for
240. That's why we're talking about music at this point.
Yeah. So no one's going to hear this because it's 240 in, and who's going to last? If you last 3 hours in, I want to see some comments in the after show or whatever. Or if you've been here the whole time.
Post a emoji of, what's a good emoji that people wouldn't just think to post?
Cowboy hat.
Is there cowboy hat emojis?
There's got to be a cowboy hat emoji.
Well, let's see.
I don't know if it's on YouTube or not, but
there's a little guy in a cowboy hat.
There you go.
So if you do the little smiley face and the cowboy hat emoji, we'll know you made it this far.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In the comments.
So,
yeah, man.
So, monster trucks, the sombrero smash.
Yes,
is around the burrito. It is coming, and I don't know if I should change anything. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I should change any of the format. It worked pretty well last time. I don't know. Okay, so here's the thing. I'd like to get more cars, more trucks in.
Yep.
I don't know if there are more people out there than what we had before. We always seem to kind of hover around the 10 to 12.
Come down from that too, though. Like if you go bigger and you're watching the same runs, they're competing against each other. You can only watch the same run so many times before it loses effect.
So do you think we should go 8 or 10 cars? We generally, per bracket, we generally say 12 to 10, and people fall off at the end. They either break or they can't make a run. Trailer trash. Or did you catch that?
Yep.
They break or can't make their run. And then we get down to about 8 or so. So do we only say 8? And then
I think that if they enter, they've got to at least drop a video. If they're going to be a part of it, even if they break out, they got to submit the breakout. Like that happens in the real thing. They come in and then they break out. So first round, somebody almost gets a bye, but not really. That's just the breaks. That's what happens in real Monster Jam.
People do that, but then people also say they run out of time and blah, blah, blah. Like we've all heard it. We've heard every excuse out there, weather, all that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm wondering. Like, do we just say only 8 per class? And then
the problem is people try so hard to get the perfect run because they want to win.
Yeah.
I find that myself. It's almost, you lose the fun of it almost because you're trying so hard and you keep thinking you can do better. And you just, instead of just going for it and seeing what happens, like they get one shot,
Right.
And we just like, oh, I can do better. And you just keep doing it to the point you get frustrated when you can't link tricks.
Right. It says buffering. I don't know what Cody Vanderberg says we're buffering.
Cody, he said he just got the Bronco too. He ordered that. I saw his comment earlier. Welcome,
Nice.
Cody. Hopefully I'll see you at Axial Fest this year.
Nice.
I met him for the first time. I saw somebody wearing an RC Conspiracy shirt.
Oh, that's cool.
Cody. Yep.
Nice. So I don't know what to do, because the other part of it is, if we only have 8 trucks, 8 spots per class, then there's a possibility of turning people away. And I don't like that. But to your point, I don't like the idea of having 12 runs. And if we're doing a live thing like we have done before, it gets long in the tooth. Yeah. And so,
well, that's not a bracket then. That's just everybody enters, and then you have because your first one you did like a bracket down.
Right.
I think the live judging makes it easier to just judge it and say based on score. You could have a ton then, because you're not doing brackets. It's just one run. And
well, no, I know, but it still gets long, because if you think of 12 cars at a minute long, that's 12 minutes, but it takes, an extra minute.
Well, at that point, what I would probably do is like they do in Real Monster Jam, and just weed some out before it even goes, and just do honorable mention. Just kind of give a quick couple,
like pre-canned
what their hits was. Yeah, pre-canned.
Yeah.
Here's a look at some of the competitors.
That's hard though, dude, because that's at that point, then it's subjective on my point
no, you have your judges still judge them, and if they're bottom, like if they crash out way early, so that's what happens if they crash out early or whatever. They'll give them a little highlight that they competed, but then it doesn't show their whole run. It shows a highlight or two from it and says that they competed.
Right, but that's what I mean.
They faced some gremlins.
For me, that would be all the pre-editing before the live show.
Yeah,
which is fine, but it's just, normally I think the last 2 times I had 24 hours, 36 hours until live.
That's where your submit has to be a week before you can go live with it. Then you have to give yourself more time for the edit.
Do you think that's too short of time to have it done for a run? If it's Cinco de Mayo.
Yep. I would have them do it. Give 2 weeks, 2-week notice. Well, you need to get entries in and stuff.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, let's see. We're on the 5th here. So we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks till Cinco de Mayo.
So get them entered, and then they have 2 weeks to do their run. That's plenty of time. I mean, it's 1 4-minute run or 1.5 minute run
for the upper class. Yeah.
Yeah. It takes a day. Yeah. They just have to fit a day in somewhere to film it. It's not like whatever.
We do have Easter coming up though.
So people have more time off. Potentially.
Yep.
You're going to be outside playing with stuff.
So say videos are due the week Friday.
Before. And that way, if you get a ton of them in, you can kind of start going through them and just being like, this one definitely wouldn't score because they didn't.
Yeah.
These are definitely the top 10. So everybody can enter. It's like any type of contest. Anybody can enter, but only one name is drawn.
Right.
It doesn't stop people from entering. Like, you still want to be in that show. Your goal at that point is then it's twofold. Then one, to make the show.
Right.
Like, to be in the top 10 that show up in the show. Good night, Jeff.
Take it easy, Jeff.
So, I mean, other people can voice their opinion, but that's what I would think is, top 10 best runs. And maybe you send it out to the judges ahead of time and they select.
That's part of the live thing. I like seeing the live.
So you would be the initial judge.
Right.
And then they would.
Well, I think what I would do is I would submit it. People don't know who the board of directors is for this thing, but I would submit the ones that I would be questionable to the board and say, do I have your blessing to make this just a highlight? You know what I mean? Like, and because I don't want it to be me being the czar of RC monster
No,
truck.
but you don't want to
so.
waste all the judges' times and everybody's
Exactly.
time.
Yeah.
Then
yeah.
then it's like people may not make it to the end of the video for who won because
Right.
you watch videos that weren't really as good and don't need the screen time.
Yep. Because I would much rather have the top 5 full length videos
And then
and
do
then,
like a montage of the best of and just mention who showed it, who it was.
Yep.
A little whenever it may be even more than one hit, but just put their little name tag at the bottom.
Yeah. See, I think that would be cool.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it, so it's more manageable for the viewer too.
Yeah, and I think what we would do if I did it something like that, then what I would do is I would probably ask a sponsor to put something up for a raffle so that everyone's eligible. Like even if you didn't make the top 5 cut, you'd be eligible for some prize.
Mm-hmm.
And what people don't know is that this is completely free, right? This is free to. I mean, I had talked about maybe charging an entry fee, but I don't want to deal with it. I'd rather keep it free and just rely on sponsors to help out for prizes and all that kind of stuff. So,
yep, it's
a
cool, fun event.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I mean, even putting it on, I enjoy it. So, I enjoy the banter and the people.
Oh yeah, up to it ahead of time. Yeah,
yeah. So for those that don't know, like if you're in it, regardless of what class you're in, there's a private chat per class, and it's all tech.
That's where we show when we break stuff. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's all behind the scenes tech, trash talk, a little bit of everything. It's all on Instagram, that part of it, and then the show is up here. So,
yep.
Yeah, I think I kind of like that idea of doing like the top 5 and seeing where we go with it. Because then I could also produce it a little bit more.
Yeah.
And if we could get it down.
Have you watched any of the new Monster Jam on CBS or CNBC? It's on CNBC now. It's really good.
Is it?
It's really well produced.
I'll have to watch it and see how it runs.
The first episode they did this whole backstory thing too, like this little intercut video of what it's like off the track for Ryan Anderson and about how he loves going out fishing and with his son, and like really well done little vignette about his life. It was really cool.
That's cool.
But yeah, all the film work on it was really good. The graphics, everything's top notch on it right now.
That's cool.
And actually, I really like Colt Stevens as one of the announcers, because he used to be one of the drivers with Brodozer.
Right.
And one of the mechanics and all that kind of stuff, driver mechanic.
Right. The last time I saw it was the what is it, Bryce McKenzie, the Mohawk Warrior driver, the old one?
He still drives it. Bryce McKinney.
Yeah, but I thought he was announcing for a season or something like that, because he was.
So what he would do is the shows that weren't the ones he was in,
he
would do the announcing in, because they split up in different places.
Yeah, because they had vignettes with him kind of like doing that kind of stuff, and I thought that was really good.
Well, they do. Todd LeDuc would do the Monster Energy little
Todd LeDuc
bit about the truck. He'd be standing next to a truck and talk about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were talking about like Children's Hospital and stuff like that, and I thought that was really cool.
They're doing. Yep.
Yeah. And I thought that was really cool to watch. But yeah, and I mean, I like that kind of aspect. Maybe, and I was wondering about doing maybe like a 2-wheel skills challenge, or doing some kind of like we've always talked about doing a best trick in this competition, and maybe this is the time where we do. If we only do the top 5 runs, maybe we have a best trick montage or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, like a slow-mo trick.
Mm-hmm. I think that would be fun to do,
like
too.
a link of 2 or 3 tricks, or just a single trick.
I don't know yet. I don't know, but I think that would be something that would be really cool to do.
You'd want to be able to link a couple. I like backflip to moonwalk, or backflip to moonwalk to
or save, because I mean, like really, like I would have taken some of the saves that I did in my run, and then edited, because this could be an edited clip, and then maybe it's just a save that's edited. You know what I mean? Like
maybe you do like a best 10-second clip.
There you go.
Or 15-second, where they could slow-mo it or whatever. And
That would be cool.
Very slow-mo clip based on time.
If it was we could do a best 10-second clip, and then we could use it for shorts for promo.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
And that way they could do either leave it full speed and get a bunch of stuff, or ramp it up and slow it down at a spot to emphasize whatever it is that you're seeing.
Yeah.
But 10 seconds gives you a little time to work with.
Yeah.
I just would do it where you can't do like cuts, like as far as like changing angles or cutting from one trick to another trick. Like it has to be a one camera move or one solid move, but you can speed up or slow down. But
what
not
about
like,
different angles?
If it's still the same trick, yeah. I would say.
Because I had, every time I shot mine, I'd had 3 cameras out there filming. So like I did a couple of reels
same
that
trick,
way.
3 angles would be really cool.
Yeah, because I did a couple of reels that way where it was like you could tell it was the same trick, but you saw from different angles of the track.
I think that would be fine, but it's like instead of saying like, oh, I kind of got this trick and then cut to a different section and I'm doing a different trick and cut to a different section.
Yeah.
That's a little much, but
I don't know if you saw my story from this weekend. We're tearing up the Sombrero Speedway as we speak. Yeah. So we're pushing the waterfall back, and now we're going to have a full arena for monster trucks.
Nice.
So
it's gonna be awesome.
We'll do the full arena, and then we'll change it up for racing after that. So
I got to figure out a diversion for the water in my side yard there. It totally washed away half of one of my jumps.
Oh,
like
no.
literally cut away, like, yeah. In that mud video I just showed with my son, when we went to go do the jumps, half of one of the jumps is missing, just washed away, just like cut down.
That's
crazy. So
yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, we should wrap up, let people get going. We've been going for 2 hours and 56 minutes.
It's a new record. That's a new record.
But there's a lot of just casual talk going on.
This was a fun one, man.
Yeah.
I had a blast with this one. So.
And it's RC related, but you know what? Our lives are wrapped around RC and everything. And I think it all has a point, because it's who we are and what we like, and it's all part of it.
Absolutely.
Makes a sense of why you like certain RCs, because of your musical taste, I think.
or why I've been playing with the tire for the last hour and a half.
Yeah. You've got a smelling fetish of sorts. You were the kid that had his blankie and I put it up against his nose.
Sharpie.
And move it around.
There's your cover art right there.
Thank you guys for that stuck around for the long haul. It's 2 a.m. here for us East Coasters. I don't even know what time it is for Europe.
Oh yeah. What would that be, like 8 o'clock?
It's probably like 7 a.m., 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Probably early morning there.
That's crazy.
So they got up and started watching.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right on.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. As always, have fun.
Yeah.
Don't stay classy, because there's nothing classy about us.
Nothing classy about Two Live Crew.
Peace out.